And here we go with Tracy J. Talk to me, sister.
Yes, I'm currently taking an IT class, and it's going to go on for maybe a few months. And today we were talking about different apps that you download on your phone. And one of the apps we were talking about was TikTok. And what we were discussing was how TikTok is built and how it's designed. And then we somehow started talking about the terms and conditions of TikTok. And one thing that we discovered was in the terms and conditions with TikTok, you're agreeing to have them have access to everything on your phone. So any pictures, any text messages, anything, any conversations, any phone calls, anything that you have on your phone, including your account information, they have access to when you click on the fact that you agree to the terms and conditions when downloading the app. So that got me to thinking, if TikTok is doing this, how many others are doing this to collect information?
Wow.
Because we don't read terms and conditions because they're in small print, and we're so excited to get the app to make our life more convenient. We're not even thinking about what is in the fine print and what it's costing us to have the app on our phone. And so to me, that's really scary, because what information do they have? And even if you were to delete the app off your phone or whatever off your phone, it doesn't mean that no one has it. It's like it may be off your phone, but it's stored somewhere. And where is that information stored?
Wow. And you know what? I mean, we know that not only the person who had the app on the phone, but all the people that contacted them with sensitive information, intimate information. We know that, you know, although some of us are saints, well, people can do what they want, and they do. So if YouTube can have a database of so many, I mean, I forgot what the exact number was, but it was a very astounding number of how much video is uploaded to their servers every minute. It was a mind blower. So when you think of an hour, a whole day, and that's video footage. So with TikTok, if they had servers to download the information off your phone, even when you take the app off, it's still there. It's not just video most of the time. It's a lot of just data, pictures, maybe some video. You see what I mean? And that's discriminating. And with it being China, they will know more about you than the United States government, than the FBI, than the CIA. See what I'm going with it?
And so I'm in the class today, and this is like, and everybody's in the class, and we're like asking questions at this point. It kind of made the classroom go left, because we're like, I don't know anybody that doesn't have TikTok on their phone, including me.
But there's so many out there. And if you don't have it, and you have sensitive information shared on the phone with somebody who does, you're in it.
Right.
So
because see, the thing is, everything is on your phone. My bank is on my phone. You know, everybody's doing online banking now. No one's getting a paper statement. No one's going to the bank to do certain stuff anymore. So they have your passwords. They have all the accounts you log into. They have all that, because when you signed up to get the app and you download it, you have to agree to the terms and conditions in order to have access to the app, and that's every app. So what's in those terms and conditions? And who else is doing this besides TikTok?
Right. And there's so many apps out there. There's so many apps. And the fine print, do you really read the fine print? The fine print is written so small, and it's done in a boring way, and done with legal jargon that we might not understand even when reading it. You see what I mean?
Right.
There's so many ways to say things legally that can confuse you. And why isn't anybody talking about this? I mean, you said that there was someone talking about it online, possibly, and, different things, but most people are duped into this. And there's a lot of youngsters, there's people of all ages on TikTok. It just came out of nowhere. And we don't realize that it's not a United States based thing. Not that makes it better. You know what I mean?
Right.
But really, and you can't do anything to them. You can't sue them.
Right.
Because have that in the terms and conditions. Ain't that something? So, all these people with these pictures in their phone, and like you said, the banking stuff and sensitive information, and, things you're doing financial and crimes you're about to do, whatever it is, it's captured.
And I also thought about this. Think about being subpoenaed to court. You know, you're being somebody put a subpoena, and you have to go to court, and they're trying to remember back in the day when they interviewed your close friends and relatives to get like a character type, you know, to find out how your character was. They won't have to do that with this, because with these apps, all they got to do is tap in. Okay, we know how you spend your money. We see the conversations that you had. We heard the conversation that you had. We see the pictures that you have. And that could be your character witness right there. They don't have to talk to anybody. They don't have to try to find your relatives or your friends. They don't have to try to find people that's, you know, ducking them. They can just tap into a database and see what you had on your phone.
Wow. And keep it even once you delete it off your phone.
Right. That's what I was saying earlier. Even if you delete it off your phone and say, okay, I'm going to delete TikTok, well, it's too late. They already have it.
Wow.
That doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the ultimate. Oh, wow. Wow. And most of us can't even comprehend that. Like, we're so into that high. It's like a crack pipe. You got to grab the phone and get into TikTok.
Right.
And why do they call it TikTok? Like the clock is counting down. I look at things like that.
You know what? I never thought about that too, but you made me think about something with that. Yeah, I'm gonna start thinking about that now. I'm gonna hone in on the TikTok, because that's exactly what it is. It's the time is winding down. You can hear the TikTok. Yeah.
You don't think about like clocks. Okay, some of us do, but when you hit a dangerous TikTok is attached to a bomb.
Yes.
When does this blow up? When does this blow up in our faces? And really, we think of bombs, or we think of World War III or any war. But this is the ultimate bomb, to have all of your data arrested by a foreign entity that you can't touch. And so they can cripple the country. They can make everything collapse by knowing everything. They got hackers over there. Imagine.
Right. And then every phone has a camera on it. Even when you turn your phone off, your camera is still on, because all they have to do is put in the code, and they're in your camera and looking at you.
And incriminating because a lot of us don't put ourselves to sleep at night with a sleeping pill, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So I really had to get this out, and like I said, I don't know how many people realize this or know this, but when I found this out today, it was shocking, because I'm like, TikTok? Why would they even? So it got me to thinking. I'm like, we're talking about TikTok, but TikTok is not the only app out there. You got the Facebook app. Mm-hmm. You got the Cash app and the Venmo, the money apps. You got your bank has an app. I wonder what's in those terms and conditions of your bank. Yeah.
At what point of transferal of the information where the bank is not liable anymore?
Oh, you know what? This made me think of something else. Mm-hmm. You remember a few months ago when people were like, take your money out the banks are going to collapse. Make sure you take your money out. And then people were like, well, my money's insured up to $250,000. They were like, well, most people don't have $250,000. So if I have under that amount, that's insured. You know, I don't have to worry about anything. Mm-hmm. The banks, I found this out a few months ago. I should have brought it up, but I forgot. But now that I remember, the banks, when you open up your account, here's the terms and conditions again that you're signing to get a checking account. Well, guess what? In those terms and conditions with your bank, and this is most banks, if the economy is in trouble, like dire straits, they need money. They have the right, even though your money is protected up to $250,000, the banks have the right to freeze your money and take your money if they need it. If the federal government needs your money, they have the right to take all your money if they need it. And that's what you sign when you open up an account with the bank.
Wow. So for those who pay and do transactions, just keep enough money in there to get those things. Take out the rest.
Right.
Or move it somewhere where it's very safe. Oh, I can't say very safe, but a little more out of reach from these entities. But they can take.
But what they're saying is your money is insured up to $250,000. But if we need your money, we can still take your money. That's what it is saying.
Exactly. Oh man.
So let's say the Fed is collapsing. they'll freeze all your money in all the accounts. They'll freeze the banks, take what they need to not collapse, and then just leave the banks with whatever is left. So let's say you had you're somebody, you had like $150,000 in your account,
right?
And they needed $140,000. When you open your account back up, when they unfreeze it, you're gonna have a $10,000 balance.
Man,
because they needed $140,000 of your money.
And what's the timeline to put that money back? There's probably no timeline to do so.
Right.
Definitely.
Because they're gonna show you, well, you opened up this checking account with us 15 years ago, and you signed right here, and here this clause right here said if we needed the money, we could take it from you. And you couldn't sue them because in the court of law, they're like, well, you signed the contract with, why didn't you read this, sir? And you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean why? You see how small this is? What do you mean why I didn't read it?
They should start with the rich people first. How they going to get Joe Blow or Rusty and Kirby, their little $12 they got in there until their little welfare check come in there? How they going to do? You know what I mean? Take the rich folks first.
But I just found that out because I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, if it's insured up to $250,000, they can't touch it and they have to give it back. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
If the Fed needed that money, they're gonna take it.
Yeah. That's like parents that mismanage their money back in the old days and they have to go to the bank to pay a bill, but their cash is short. It's coming from somewhere later on, but the bank is going to close ahead of time. So they got to go in their son's or daughter's piggy bank.
Right.
Open and get it and let you know about it, but they'll probably put it back soon, but the government's not going to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's something else to stress the American people about. You know what I mean? We're going through all the changes and stuff, and it's just crunching down on the people, yet they want you to vote for this one and vote for that one, and they do what they want to do. That shows you that the president and all of these political leaders are just figureheads, that they don't make any decisions at all. They talk all of this stuff to distract you. But at the end of the day, Republican, Democrat, independent, conservative, whatever, liberal, they do what it is that they want to do. And they're all in cahoots with it because nobody comes to your defense when something happens like this. Right.
And to me, that like both scenarios are scary, like the TikTok thing and the bank thing. And I just found that about the bank thing and we're in TikTok this year. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And a lot of people don't know this. And I'm like, you need to keep enough in there just to pay bills. But you don't need it. You really, at this point, I'm like, I don't even want a savings account because I don't want to go to the bank one day and they're like, well, by federal law, we almost, the banking system crashed, so they need to use this, but this is what you have left. What you mean is what I got left?
Wow. So the bottom line is now, like, you're still railroaded because they're going to rule out cash soon with the digital cash system.
And that's going to make it worse, and that's going to make it scary. People need to learn about cryptocurrency and how that works, because once we go cashless, and then on the sidebar, look at all these drug dealers out here and all these thieves. There would be no crackhead with no cryptocurrency. How y'all making money?
Exactly. And they won't be able to go digital with illegal stuff like that. They're going to put the taxes into play and everything like that. And what do you do to make this amount of money? Right. You can't even hire somebody to sweep your yard or cut your grass without
because it's going to be cryptocurrency. It won't be cash. Cash won't have any value. And people are thinking, well, they keep saying, I'm like, no, the value of the dollar is going down. And when it crashes and we switch over to the other currency, what are you going to do then? That money you got in your mattress not going to mean nothing. And no one's going to give you anything for it.
But you know what? It's prophetic. And I have to mention this. We know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has some questionable things in his past, but he did say a lot of true things. And he did say, and I forgot what book it was in, he said there's going to come a day where you're going to see lots of cash in the street and nobody's going to bend down to pick it up because it's going to have value. That he did say that. Imagine how prophetic that was from way back then, when you couldn't even grasp the concept of money on the ground and you don't want to even pick it up. You just see it like a piece of trash. It's going to
probably pick it up, but you're going to throw it in the nearest trash can.
Exactly. Or a memento. That's $100 bill. I've never seen one of those. Let me just put it up in a little frame. Remember when? And you know it's bad when you have money one day on the ground, 100, 1,000, whatever, and even a crackhead won't even pick it up.
Right.
That's
the crackheads
bad.
will probably die out because I don't see a crackhead knowing how to get cryptocurrency. And only certain, and this is the thing about cryptocurrency, you got to have a certain job to even get paid in cryptocurrency. You're not going to be, because the jobs like a cashier and those jobs are going to be gone because once AI takes over, all of those low level jobs will be gone. You're going to either have to raise your skill level or you're going to be without a job because it won't be enough jobs for everybody once AI takes over. It's going to be more people than there are jobs.
Financial musical chairs.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a lot of people will say, I don't know if you heard of this before. They're talking about, well, we might do universal basic income. It's called UBI. The United States is not going to give you a check to sit at home. They don't want to. They don't want you on Social Security now. They don't even want to. They don't even want to pay you when you retire now. So I know they're not going to do UBI. And where's that money coming from for them to pay you? Keep paying everybody every month that don't have a job.
Right. We're speeding at 100 miles an hour in the dark to a wall that we don't even know is there.
Right.
Imagine that. You're speeding and there's a brick wall in front of you and you're relaxed. Many of us are relaxed and we don't even know it's coming. And there's so many people online that I talk to and personally that I talk to, they automatically get defensive. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Well, if you don't want to hear it from me, I'm not coming at you as a doomsayer, but open your damn eyes so you can hip the people to what's going on and the possibilities that are pretty much sure things that are coming. It may not be in 6 weeks. It may not be in a year. But you think 5 years from now, this world is going to remain the same the way these changes are going? You think 5 years there will be no bombs dropped or pandemics coming and different things that even the whole Corona thing messed up the world financially? And
I think the next pandemic is not going to be medical. I mean, it may be medical, but they're going to use that to distract us from the change in currency. Because once the medical thing is over with, then we're going to wake up and then you're going to check your bank account and your money might be there, but it might be in cryptocurrency. And then cryptocurrency, you're like, okay, how much is this? Because people don't know how to count cryptocurrency from cash. They don't know how to that conversion. You don't.
Right. I mean,
and then you go to the grocery store to buy something. You pull out your card and they're telling you, no, we take crypto. Do you have crypto? This store is crypto. This store is no cash, no card, crypto. What are you going to do?
Poor little crackhead. Crackhead gonna steal something and can't sell it.
Yep.
Can't sell it. Can't receive the value for that toaster that you stole from the kitchen near their window, is still hot and got breadcrumbs down at the bottom. And how's the drug dealer going to pay for it? So they go, well, look, it's going to force us to barter. Maybe there's a little hope for the crackhead. And I'm not making any fun of anybody who has been on drugs. I'm just saying that is like when you hit your low spot. The only way that the drug dealer and the crackhead are going to coexist is that the crackhead is going to have to barter something with that drug dealer, something that he doesn't want. The drug dealer is going to be the guy better than most electronic stores. You can get any kind of TV, any kind of laptop, any kind of computer because he bartered it off with the crackhead.
Right. I mean, I can see pawn shops doing well because the trade-off, the barter thing, a pawn shop would be perfect for the barter system because all you got to do is get a bunch of electronics in there. They come in there with something and then you look at you like, okay, if I can't trade this back off, then I don't want it. That's how you're going to have to be because there won't be no cash.
You're right. Wow, what a new world we're going into, and most don't even realize it. Most don't even realize it. And that's why we have these apps like TikTok. Because if you try something, they got all your stuff. And they're going to back to you. So go ahead and talk about what you're going to do to get money or do whatever. Look, accept this new world. I'm not saying to bow down to it. Accept it knowing that it's coming with it's zeroing in on us. and we got to learn how to navigate. But the main thing is that our unity is going to help to defeat this thing. And black folks, to me, are some of the most ununified people in the planet, and it's going to force them.
Black folks, I'm sorry, is not ready for cryptocurrency. Black people are not ready for cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. They're not going to know what to do with it. They're not going to know how to cash it in to get anything. They don't. And then I hate to say this, some of them don't even have the skill level to even probably be one of the persons that has a job. Because like I said, once AI really takes over, and I don't care who gets mad, you get mad all you want to, there will not be enough jobs for everybody. It won't be.
Right. You better have a unique skill, something marketable, something that, off the beaten path. And how many of us are preparing for that? A lot of us are just going into these jobs and getting them easy because they're going to be gone soon.
Right.
They're going to be gone soon.
If you have the type of job that anybody can walk off the street and do, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You need a job that AI can't do.
Right. Even though,
and then most of us going to have to be entrepreneurs. And, I don't know why black people are so scared of being an entrepreneur.
You're right. Some have so much time on their hands and a phone in their hand and can learn something or find a lead to doing something unique and won't do it. But
they'll be forced to do it once there's not enough jobs to go around. Some people will be forced to be entrepreneurs, which won't be a bad thing, but some will be forced into it.
Be that way. A lot of them are so steeped, sauteed, and simmered in a life of, and we're talking about those who are like that. I'm not saying all black people.
Right.
In a life of laziness and complacency, they just might as well go ahead and commit suicide. You mean to do something out of their comfort zone, a new skill level? They've been sitting on their ass for so long, and now they got to learn something and be forced to do this? Not with enthusiasm, like, oh man, I got to get up and do this. Some of them don't even want to sweep their front steps or mow their own lawn.
Right.
Much less learn a new skill. Where we have others of us who are like, great, I'll learn something new. I'll adapt.
Right.
But everybody else, it seems like they will be ahead of us because they're more willing to adapt. I'm not putting people over us. It's just the fact of the matter. There are going to be some of us who are brilliant. I understand that. But far too many who are more interested in TikTok and gossip and watching women's asses shake, they're going to have to do something.
Right.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting.
And then on top of that, you're still going to have to learn cryptocurrency because the currency will be different. You'll have a job, but you won't get paid in cash. You're going to have to learn how to get those goods that you need to survive with that cryptocurrency. And you're going to have to learn how to convert it.
Wow. And for those who didn't pay attention in class, oh, well, you're going to feel it.
Oh, and then with these learning new skills, now is the time to start learning new skills. If you're going to learn new skills, you need to get it now because the window is small. Because once AI takes over by maybe 2025, 2026, it's going to be too late then. And then when you try to learn a new skill, America is going to capitalize off of it and make it 4 times the price it should be.
Yeah.
Because I see with this student loan debt crisis now that they're not forgiving anything, I could easily see college being like $100,000 because your skill level is going to have to be IT based. It's going to be a STEM. All jobs are going to be STEM based. You won't have the service jobs no more. Everything's going to be STEM based, and they're probably going to charge you $100,000 to go to college. And then if you don't want to go to college and you just want a certification, that'll probably be $20,000 to $25,000 per certification that you want to get. Where's your money coming from? Because if I don't have a job, and I'm one of the ones that don't have a job because there was no job for me, how am I getting $25,000? And how am I going to be approved for a loan to even get a new skill set so I can come out of poverty? It's going to be much harder.
You can't pull out a gun and stick somebody up for crypto. You can't snatch a purse full of crypto.
Right.
You can't sell it. Look, excuse my French for using this word. You can't sell some ass and get paid in crypto.
Right.
So it's going to clean up a whole lot of stuff.
A lot of people are just going to be trying to be, and like you said, if you rob somebody, what are you robbing them for? Because even if you take the item, you still got to be able to sell it to get the crypto to buy food and all that stuff, because all that's going to be crypto. Like, what are you doing?
And with AI, if it's something electronic, it's going to have a serial number and they're going to raise up a red flag and you get busted right away, no matter where you are. You stole that laptop and you didn't sell it yet, but you're home sleeping, but a signal's going out off that one and you get a knock on the door. Yeah. I mean, it works like that now. I was driving the bus in Orlando and it wasn't my usual route. It was through Winter Park. And to make a long story short, I saw a cop car behind me. I'm driving. I stopped to drop off some passengers to pick them up. And he kept, driving behind me and stopping the same time I was. I'm like, wait a second. Maybe the cops called somebody on me for what? I didn't do anything. All of a sudden, I see another jurisdiction of cop car in the same area, but they overlapped. It was driving behind him and they stopped. After a while, there were like 7 different cop cars behind me.
Oh,
it was
wow.
it was like they were a tail, So I hit one spot and I looked out of my rear view on the side, not rear view, because, you can't see anything except people on that one. But I looked to the left out of that mirror, and one of the cops he put his hand to say stop, which I wasn't moving. He put his hand over his lips like to say, shh, don't say anything. And he motioned his finger for me to come over. And I said, listen up, everybody. I'm going to take a second and check this tire in the back. It's only going to take me 90 seconds. That way nobody would come out and start smoking, because I knew then that they were looking for somebody on that bus. So I closed the doors. There was the AC on. It was hot, but the AC was on, so they were good. I went to the back and they said, listen, we're looking for somebody who is on your bus, and we're going to make sure that he's the right person or she's the right person. Do you know who your regulars are on the bus? The good people that you know. I said, this is not my usual bus route, but if you let me know a little bit what's going on, I'm not going to run back there and tell them, but I'm going to be there. They said, well, we're going to take everybody off your bus one by one. And there's a stolen laptop there on your bus. And we're picking up the signal. The person left it on or whatever. And whoever has it, we have to arrest them. Pretty much that's what they said. I said, fine. So they went and came to the side. Everybody saw them. And they made their announcements on the inside one by one. We want to see and speak to everybody, right? So they already knew. Everybody was gathered up, and they pretty much figured out by what they had. Like, some people had no bags, you know what I mean? And it was hot, so you could see that it didn't have a laptop on them.
Right.
But there was one guy who had a coat on. He was sweating. There had to be a brother. And they put him aside, and they said, listen, we need you to take that coat off. And he did, and somehow the laptop was like a little compartment back there, like he always does this. And they found the laptop. So they were going to read him his rights, and you put the cuffs on him. And as soon as he turned around, he pushed one down and ran away. You see what I mean? What I'm saying is that if they look on a technological level, they're so far superior over us. I'm not saying they're superior as people, because you have black cops and black law enforcement. The technology is far above us, not the people, but the technology. And if we can't whip it now, how are we going to whip it with all of these things tied in? You're talking about TikTok and our information, Chinese people in another country just all up in your stuff. The United States government doing these things, and it's a global thing. And it's well planned. It's not something they decided to do. Let's try this out. Let's work it out with the different countries. This is to lock the planet down. So even though the United States is going to be involved in it, it's a global thing. I mean, my God, I'm going to have to move out further into the country where they just got small villages, and I just eat mangoes and watermelons and and just draw pictures and go somewhere where I can upload it. Like, yo, upload this for me under the name LanceScurv. But they won't find me because I'll be 200 miles away. Push. with a bucket going to the bathroom for fertilizer for the plants. Nothing high tech. Because I'm screwed. That's the case. They got my face. They got my name. They got years of footage. So I'm not scared, but I'm going to have to let it go and do it a different way. Old fashioned typewriter and stuff like that. Scan this and
You know, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards this more and more each year. Like, I think I'm gonna get to the point where I don't even want a TV in my house. Not even, I mean, I have just one, but I might not even want that one TV. If I could just get by with having a phone and a laptop, I'm good.
Right.
I don't need a TV.
Right. Right. There's going to come a day where I'll be off of social media like this. I'm everywhere only to distribute the stuff that I make. But I am not, because I have some people, hey, man, you ain't my friend no more. What you talking about? Man, you ain't know my sister died. I'm like, you didn't tell me. Man, it was all over my page. Yo, do you know how many people follow me? And if I went through everybody's page, it would take me 2 weeks. See, they may do this because they're not doing what I do. Hey, get on the Empower. Let me see what's going on my friend's page. I don't have time. People get mad. Or they'll send me 500 videos a day and you're not watching the stuff I sent to you? I wouldn't get nothing done. It's amazing how we're locked in. Look. People think I'm locked into this thing. Don't think so. I can let it go quick.
Yep.
Well, I thought Lance was hooked on social media. No, this is what I do. I can let it go because I know what life was like before all this stuff came. And I was the same person before social media came around. Talkative, fun to be around, having a ball. I don't need it for that. We'll just pull it in and whoever can reach me, well, I'll live like that. Oh, yeah. Well,
and people have to understand all these different gadgets we have, like the laptop, the phone, and all these apps we log into. It's just tracking devices. That's all.
Low jack. That's right. I can let the cell phone go too. I'm old school.
Might have to let that go too. You might have to I might just have to talk to you when I see you.
Or send some mail or something, right?
Right.
Because I'm gonna be out in the woods, Oh, bring this to the bald man from America. Yes, he is LanceScurv. Yes, he has grown hair now. I think he has bald spot, but yes, go ahead and he is 75.
And you have banks now. You see these banks now. You have banks now that are paperless.
Yeah.
So imagine that in the future where you don't get a statement. Because my thing is, if everything goes paperless, they could get rid of the mailing system, which would be they'll probably still do international stuff like shipping different products and items from country to country. But local mail, I can see that going away. Local mail.
Right. And maybe they'll make it mandatory to have at least some type of base cell phone or gadget to get your messages. That if you want these messages, you're going to have to get this, which will keep you low jacked. If you refuse, fine, you won't get no messages. And don't think you'll use your friend's gadget to get it either, because you're going to have it designated for you to get it.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? They're going to have to be attached to something, because if we go to cryptocurrency, how are you getting paid?
That's right. And folks going to get paid too. So they're going to have it. Right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Which leads me to these jobs. I was looking at another YouTube video. Have you ever heard something called the dead peasants policy?
No. Tell me about it.
Walmart was getting sued for this. Walmart would target whenever they would have a new employee come on board, and the new employee, you know how you go get a job and you sign up for the 401k and the insurance and all that?
Right.
Well, whenever an employee would sign up for their insurance policy, unbeknownst to them, on the back end, the company would take out their own insurance policy on that employee. They would target low-level employees, and they would also target employees with chronic illnesses, that go to the doctor a lot and everything. Mm-hmm. And what that means is the employer, Walmart, in this case, listed themselves as the beneficiary on the insurance policy. Now, you don't know this as an employee. This is what they're doing on the back end.
That's crazy.
And so what happens is, if that employee ended up passing away, because Walmart was all about making money, We need, as many employees as possible to make this money. We're $1 billion company, blah, blah, blah. So to them, it's like the way they saw it is, if you're dead, you're no longer making us money. So we have to compensate in a way, so we don't lose money for, having to keep replacing employees that keep dying on us.
Right.
So they'll take out a policy on you, maybe a $1 to $2 million policy out on you. Now you don't know this. Your family doesn't know this. Walmart is doing this. Mm-hmm. So if you died, let's say they had a basic life insurance policy, and you know how some of them they don't have payout if something happened to the family, the person.
Right.
So your family, let's say something happened to you and your family is struggling to, pay for your funeral and your final expenses and everything. Walmart just got a check for $1 million.
Oh man.
Your family don't know this at all. They just know about your basic life insurance policy that you signed up for. They don't know about the one on the back end that Walmart paid for. And now Walmart is paying for this life insurance policy every month, just like you would with your own personal life insurance policy, but you don't know about this. And so when you die, they get $1 million check. And this also works as a regular life insurance policy. You know how some people have a life insurance policy, you can borrow off of it?
Yeah.
But Walmart can do that too.
Oh, they can do that. And you don't know it. So,
right.
So they're prostituting you.
Right.
Using you.
And so if Walmart is doing this, I'm like, is Target doing this? Is Dollar General doing this? Is Family Dollar doing this? Is Kentucky Fried Chicken doing this? Is Taco Bell? Because I'm looking at all, these restaurants and these retail stores where you got, low-wage employees. Who all is doing this with this dead peasants policy?
There's so many things going on around us that we're so unaware of. And it's never to our advantage.
And we're just now finding out about this, but guess how long Walmart's been doing this? Walmart's been doing this since the 90s.
Oh,
you know how many employees died since the 90s that worked for Walmart that took out a life insurance policy that they did this to?
Oh, man. Wow.
And sometimes the policies that were taken out for the $1 million, they will be paid out as bonuses to the executives in the company. Yes.
Oh, that's sicker. Oh, man. So they used to have the show Pimp My Ride. Now it's Pimp My Employee.
Yeah. And the sad thing about this is none of this money goes to your family. And you don't know about this. Mm-hmm. You're thinking you're signing up for a regular 401k and life insurance policy because, when you work there and you work there full time, you're like, okay, I might as well get this so I'm covered. You don't know about this additional life insurance policy that this company is taking out on you. Mm-hmm. When I read that, I was sick. I'm like, paid out as bonuses to the higher ups?
Their heads, yeah. They already got money. It's truly slavery. It is.
And then they're going to sit here and pay you $13, $14, $15 an hour? $15 an hour is nothing, by the way. I live in North Carolina. That's not even, you won't even be able to afford a 1-bedroom apartment with $15 an hour.
Things are getting expensive everywhere. And
you're taking out $1 million policy on me and you paying me $15 an hour.
Right. And getting money. Already got it as an executive. Already getting bonuses that's why they work you to death. Hurry up and die. You know what I mean? Leave out and have to be back there 6 or 7 in the morning. Sleep deprivation. This is.
I'm like and I'm like, the fact that you're gonna call it dead peasants policy, that shows you what they think of you.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you knew about that, but that's another thing that I found out about recently.
Nothing gets by you, I tell you that much, and that's why I appreciate you so much.
I do a lot of research. I'm a research person.
Well, keep on sharing. The official.
Yeah, I'm a research person, especially with this cryptocurrency stuff. But yeah, I kind of see that coming down the pipeline. Now with this dead peasant policy, I'm not sure if Walmart is still doing it today since they were being sued for it, but I'm quite sure they're going to change up some things where they can still do it on the back end. They can't call it dead peasant policy, but they're going to call it something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they made too much money. They made too much money doing this. So.
And I wonder if this is documented, like somewhere secretly. Like they're not going to expose it. Let's have an article put out in the New York Times about all the money we make off of this insurance policy when an employee dies. And people think that, oh, you have to be working for them. I guess if you get fired or you're done with them working and you work somewhere else, you're still living. Whenever you die,
right?
They're gonna say, well, let's stop the policy because they left. They have to die while working for Walmart. No. So everybody who has ever worked for Walmart, right? When you die, you could have been, I worked for Walmart 20 years ago. They getting paid and you ain't getting nothing and your family. That's jacked up. You know what I mean?
I'm quite sure they can have a way to do that. And I never thought about it like that, Lance. It's good that you brought that up. Like they can still have that policy because think about it. People say, well, how do you take out a life insurance policy? When you get a job, they got all your information because you got to get them your license. You got to give them your social security card. You got to get them all your information. And then there it goes again. You sign that contract and you don't read the terms and conditions on the contract when you, yeah.
They got some way to wiggle around certain things. I know that for sure.
And I thought about something else. Everything we do, whether we get a job, whether we get a new doctor, whether we move into a house, our mortgage documents, the loan we sign for a car, everything has terms and conditions. Everything we do in life comes with terms and conditions.
And conditions.
I wonder what the terms and conditions for the phones are. I wonder what the terms and conditions on your mortgage are. I mean, you know the surface ones, the ones that everybody know. Not if you default on your mortgage, we can take your house. You know those, but I'm talking about the underlying terms and conditions. What are the underlining terms and conditions when you get a house, when you get a car, your cell phone, these apps, when you work for somebody, when you're a new employee? What are the underlining terms and conditions?
Something to think about. You're going to have me think about all kind of things. I know you're the researcher, but I'm the deep thinker. And you're a deep thinker too, but I go off into worlds. I
know, Lance. I know. Like, whenever you got your passport, didn't you have to sign something to get your passport?
Of course.
What are the terms and conditions on that passport?
You are having me looking at everything.
What?
Mr. Scurv, what are you doing, Lance? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking at the terms and conditions for this toothbrush. I'm looking at the terms and conditions for this toothbrush. I'm looking for the terms and conditions for this pencil. Yes.
I'm glad I never worked for Walmart, but I did work for Kmart, but they going out of business. So I know if I die, they can't collect nothing. But if you ever worked for any of these retail companies, Walmart, Target, if you know somebody, you might want to check on that and see if you got another insurance policy out there somewhere that you don't know about.
And what could be done if you do find out? Like this, because if you do something and make it a fair thing where they have to give you money and you take them to court, then all of a sudden that would shut Walmart down for all the money they ever got and never said anything. And how could they get around that? We know that if they can do things, they'll do things, but basically that's not fair.
They got sued in 2010, but like I said, it's 2023 now. Are they still doing it though?
Right. But even if they stop, they got so much money out of it.
Yes.
We're talking about all the Walmarts in the world?
Yeah.
Not just America? Then there's always somebody dying.
Yeah.
They playing us like video games.
And so if Walmart is doing this, what about the other retail? Because I don't see the other retail companies looking at Walmart doing this, and they're like, we are not going to do that. We're not going to do it. No.
Do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Because they watch each other. The legality, everything, and little cases, court cases. Well, we need to look into, Target looking into Walmart's court cases because we don't want this thing to happen to us. We need to protect ourselves. It's all about protecting the corporate. It's not about the workers.
No.
And you poor, you get your little $15 an hour, and they're smiling with you. So glad you got the outfit on. Welcome aboard. You're now a Target or Walmart employee, slave. Can't wait to stress you enough to make you die. That we collect on you. We own you. We are your pimps. Yeah. They're the pimps. The Target pimps, the Walmart pimps, executive pimps. Put that short skirt on and walk those Walmart aisle strolls. Make us where's my money?
Yep. And then in 5 years, when AI come out and we perfect it, we just gonna fire you because we ain't gonna need you then, and we're gonna even make more money with AI. That's
right, because they're gonna do the job perfect, more efficient, fast. Ain't no sickness, ain't nobody getting pregnant, and don't think you work the night shift stocking stuff that they don't have little machines and little things to stock the shelves.
AI gonna do that too. AI is gonna do that too.
Mm-hmm.
They even have a machine now, an AI machine now that does lashes. So all these ladies here they're lash tech. Yeah. I'm gonna send you the video when I find it on YouTube. I'm gonna send it to you. But they have a AI machine doing lashes.
So my mind just that's a very delicate thing. My mind just took a whole complete different turn. There are a lot of rich men out here that don't want to be bothered with women because they're afraid to, get married to them and divorce and taking half.
Right.
In Toronto, you have a whorehouse with silicone realistic women.
See? Yeah.
It's like I did a little thing on it before. Wasn't too long ago. But they look like it's not some plastic cheap doll. These things look real, feel real, whatever. So guess what? They're gonna have some kind of AI. What am I talking about? Right? AI vagina on these perfect women. And you got to pay a good amount for them, but they're not going to take you and get divorced, right? You can even have a bunch of them if you want. Just kill yourself in your house with these women. Give them the voice you want. They can say, I love you. I love you.
Yep.
Some guys never come out. There'll be AI, lifelike women, orgies up in there. If you can afford it, at least I know I won't have to pay up half.
Well, not only that, they don't have to worry about getting them pregnant or getting a disease, so it'll probably be perfect for some men.
Exactly. Spray away. Okay. So
yeah, but this AI, like I said, I wish enough people really sat and thought about AI. I mean, I understand that people, may say, hey, they said this 20 years ago, 10 years ago about this, and it still hasn't happened. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And it doesn't mean that it's not already happened. They're probably just waiting for the opportune time to kind of roll out the technology.
I can do it. And then we're not going to think. We're not going to want to think. They don't even need music artists no more. They're bringing back Tupac and Biggie Smalls and making new music with them. Even Michael Jackson.
You mean the hologram things? Because I heard about the things they could have them on stage performing and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's been done. They have one with Tupac. But what I'm saying is that they're making new songs with new lyrics, with the voices of these people. So
see, no, that's taking it too far. That's going too far because you're gonna have people that want they dead real. I don't. My father's deceased and God rest his soul. I don't want to hear him again. I just no. No. That's too creepy. That is too creepy because all they got to do is create an AI that has the same thought process as a human and the same senses, and then people think they have their dead relatives back again. No, that's not them.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to an AI machine.
I'll be dead and gone, and there'll be a Lancescurv show with somebody looking like me. That's jacked up. And they got a whole lot of stuff to feed into. They'll be saying the same jokes and stuff along the same lines. That's
you know
crazy.
what? And your worst and your worst nightmare might come true because you know that they're gonna have the LanceScurv, but then they might have a white LanceScurv. They probably gonna have a gay LanceScurv. They probably have a trans LanceScurv.
I'll find you to come back and short circuit all of that. Oh man. A gay Lancescurv. Oh my God. Well, look, that would have to self-destruct because I've spoken against that so much, but they'll prune it and turn it around. Imagine a white Lancescurv that don't like black people. They'll love him then. Oh, we just love Lancescurv. Oh man, 22 years of this stuff, they got me good. Oh man. That gay one.
And you know they're gonna make you realistic. They're gonna have you doing special appearances and everything.
Yeah, stuff I can't even get now. They're gonna have me doing then. Hologram. And they'll have some good holograms then. Oh man.
They're gonna have the ones you could touch. They'll be able to shake your hand and everything.
Oh man, that's crazy. I met Lancescurv. I won't even be on this level. And they're talking about they met me. You didn't meet me. They'll die and see me somewhere else. Man, I met you in the prior life. Like, Lord, that wasn't me. Wasn't me.
And then you have to tell about the real Lancescurv is black. The white one you met, I don't know why they made me white, but I was never white. Never been white. No.
There'll be something in that ingredient of what they made or replicated me with that I'll still revolt.
Right.
I'll break it down. You know, the white Lancescurv started cussing out white people. We don't understand the malfunction. If you took one of my essence, it's gonna win. I'm too determined. Yes.
But yeah, I wish a lot more people thought about AI and the advancing technology. And that's just those things right there that we discussed. That's just the scary things that I just found that I see, coming to pass pretty soon.
Yeah. So what we got to do now while we can is kick they apps.
Right.
Opposed to
The only thing I can say is be mindful of what you download on your phone. And if you can, try to go through the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Very carefully. If it's anything that involves your information where you got to surrender something, then that's probably not the app you want.
That's right. And I'm assuming with all this money, it's all of them. And we have to assume that, but we still.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it can't just be TikTok doing this.
Instagram.
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah. Wow.
Because all of them, you agree to terms and conditions. Every last one of them.
Right. And it's long too.
Yes. No one's going to read it, and they know that, and it's designed that way. They know no one's going to read that.
You got me questioning the underwear I'm wearing right now. I need to go and check the terms and conditions.
Do you
wear our underwear? You will be impotent and not be able to make any more black babies. Who knows? I'm pretty paranoid now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. The one that scares me the most, though, is the banking one. The one where the Fed can take your money. I think that scares me more than anything.
That's being a bully, and they're telling you this. They're telling it to you. They're telling you this. So there's pretty much going to be a situation when they're going to do it. They're not. I think
when the currency turns over, they'll probably do it.
Yeah, and that's coming. Like I said, poor little crackhead.
You know what? The first 5 years of that is going to be crazy. People are not, like I said earlier, people are not going to know what to do with cryptocurrency. They're not going to know how to cash it in. They're not going to know how to spend. They're not, because they're not doing any work now to learn about it.
I guess they'll just try to get somebody else to do it for them and hit them off a little bit, I guess.
Well, see, the thing is, what you said earlier, you rob somebody, no one's walking around with cryptocurrency in their wallet or in their purse or in their pocket.
Right. Only if you got somebody who sticks you up and knows how to do it. Come on, we're going to the computer, damn it. I know how. Getting
But you
intelligent.
know what? Like it's a nightmare for crackheads. It'll be a dream for hackers because hackers,
Oh
they already
yeah.
know about this stuff. So all they got to do is do a little programming and then your account is wiped clean. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want everything to be digital and like so electronic like that, because it's going to be too easy for hackers to just wipe you clean.
And then on a simple level, what happens if the power grid goes down? How do you deal then?
Right. And that's another thing. I'm like, if the power grid goes down, the buying and selling is going to stop immediately.
Yep.
Because think about this, you're buying everything online. Your brick and mortar stores will be gone. Like the malls are right now becoming obsolete because nobody's going to the mall anymore. Most people are doing their shopping online.
I see that. That's the big changes are coming. Big changes are coming.
We have a mall close to me. It's like less than 10 minutes away. And every time I go to that mall, it's like less and less stores in the mall. Less and less stores in the mall.
I've seen videos like that. And I've seen videos like that of malls that I know up in New York City where I can't believe how many, like half the stores in there closed down. And there's very few people walking around. I'm like, what the hell? And this is New York City. What happened? And that's what it is. I understand that people are doing things online more now. But what happened to let's go for an afternoon out to the mall and look around and see what they're selling and eat a little bit, maybe pick something up? What happened to that? Well, the pandemic happened, right? So it engineered us and steered us into the whole antisocial thing where it pushed us more into the phones where they want us to be. And it's something how everything is strategically done. And it all fits in together.
Most of your life now with AI taking over, most of your life now will be spent inside your house. You won't have a reason to leave your house because it won't be a store to go to.
That's messed up.
You can get your food delivered. You have cryptocurrency, so you don't have to go to a bank and do no transaction.
You just stay in. That's paradise for a hermit, but you know, come on, even hermits got to get a little view out, take the garbage out, something. But you're right.
And it's like if you do go out and go for a drive, you'll probably be harassed because they're like, okay, there's nothing for you to do outside, so why are you driving around?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're driving around so you don't lose your mind. Yeah. And now they're questioning you on that. We're locking you up because you violated. It's 12 midnight and you're driving around. You should be home. You have everything there. You get a nice outing then. Through the jail, the prison, whatever.
And I think we talked about this before. The prisons are going to be AI, so it won't be a prison guard. You won't have a cellmate. You'll just have this really small room that you'll be in alone, and you won't have any human contact. That's
because in these jails and prisons, that's the only thing that holds people together, that they can play cards, laugh, and talk.
Right.
When they're fighting, but we understand that there are guards to talk to. You know, that would be crazy. Then they might
imagine going to prison and let's say they even give you a year sentence. You're sentenced to 12 months for doing something. Mm-hmm. No, you're sentenced to 12 months because you were a crackhead and you stole something from somebody and you couldn't barter it fast enough. So they put you in prison for 12 months. They put you in prison for 12 months. Uh-huh. You walk inside the prison, you go on the intake. That's an AI machine. You hear this you hear over this loudspeaker to take off your clothes, bend over, do all the stuff they have you to do in intake. Mm-hmm. And then you put your hand up at the screen and they got your fingerprinted. They take your picture. And then the slot comes out. You got to change your clothes. And then you put your hands up against a wall. You stand against a wall, and then that's where they handcuff you and shackle you. And then you walk down a long hallway. A door open. You walk down a long hallway. Then another door open. You go in your cell. You see how that works? You haven't had contact with not one human being during that whole process. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then when it's time for you to go to the bathroom, the toilet will come out. And it's time for you to get fed. Some food is slipped through a slot. But, you know, there's no person there. The food just going to slip through a slot.
That's right.
And then you got to put your tray back up there when you finish at a certain time, and then it'll go away. No human contact.
Wow.
And then your visit will look like this. A phone will appear, and it'll dial the number that you have on file for whoever you want to call. And then, of course, you got to have crypto to do that because they're going to charge you for everything.
That's right.
And then the number dials somebody on the phone. and you could see them, but they're on a screen. They're not in front of you. They're on a computer screen, and that's how you see them, and that's how they see you.
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine they only allow you to have one of those visits per month.
Oh,
you can only see another human being once a month.
That would be the ultimate punishment. That would be the ultimate punishment.
And I know I just thought of all this, but that would be ideal if you were in an AI world.
Right.
An AI world doesn't involve human contact.
Right.
Or you see all these movies that come out with AI.
Mm-hmm.
They're interacting with robots and machines. They're not interacting with people.
Wow. And to AI, people would be annoyances. I mean, I know they can't feel emotions, but at some point, it's like there's no negotiating with it either. If it tells you to do something, you better do it.
No, because they won't have any emotion. After it's going, if it tells you to do something, it's going to have a certain timer that's programmed. And if you don't do it after that time, it's just going to do whatever it does.
You got to get up in your ass. It's not like dealing with a real CO if you're locked up. They say it one time, you do it. Oh, man. And you can't complain. You can't file a complaint or anything because this is where it has to go.
But yeah. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't get to this point. But like I said, this whole AI thing, people really need to rethink when they're trying to so-called, move technology forward. They need to think about us being human beings and how human interaction and how we need to be socialized, because AI is not going to socialize us at all.
Right. Mm. I'm quiet because I'm thinking about this. You never hear me this quiet on the show. I'm like sitting here like, whoa.
Yeah, we've been on here for about an hour, but like I said, I had a lot to tell you as far as what I've been searching and what I found out about TikTok. I'm like, Lance need to know about this because he's online and he does these videos and he does all these broadcasts, and he needs to know about this. He needs to know about this. He needs to know what's going on. And so this is other things that you could think about as far as TikTok, as far as the bank accounts, terms and like I said, terms and conditions is going to be really sticking out to me now. Whenever I do something, whenever I sign up for something, I'm definitely going to be looking at those terms and conditions because now I need to know what they mean now.
Mm-hmm. Terms and conditions. I bet you I won't let another one get by. Making a purchase somewhere. Ready to sign? Hold on. You ain't getting me caught up in something.
And then some of these things, like I'm quite sure if you get property, like some more property out there, they have something like that. Just say, hey, I need a day or two to go over these terms and just read through it.
Of course.
And see what it's saying.
Hmm.
Because you could be signing something that says if we need land, we can just confiscate your land and do and knock down whatever you built and put whatever we need on your land. You don't know. I mean, you don't like that could be something. I'm not saying it is like that. That could be something.
They better send some AI robots for that because as humans, we gonna boogie. And I'm gonna set a camera up so I can show y'all too. Even if I lose, shoot. Let the first one come with that. I know what you said. Yep.
I know here in North Carolina, whenever they need to widen a road, a secondary road, or they need to make space for a highway, and let's say your house is within so many miles, legally, let's say this land has been in your family for like 50, 60, for generations.
Right.
Legally, they could take your land. Now, they don't just take your land, they give you money, but legally they could take your land and build that highway or widen that road if they need to.
There's something.
Like I said, they'll give you something for it. And I tell people, I'm like, what they giving you for it is not compared to the money they're going to make off of putting that road, widening that road or putting that road there.
Right.
It doesn't hold a candle. They probably give you like $5,000 to $10,000 and that's it until you have a good day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be on your way.
Yeah.
A home that you and your family had memories and just, all right, get out. Here's the money, and lowball you.
Yeah, 5,000-10,000. But they spending $50 million on that highway, and then they're gonna put a toll on it where they're making about $2 million a day from everybody going through that toll.
And some of us feel so secure in the system. Like, they're not gonna let me down. I'm caught up with the system.
And don't let me get on SSI, because even though you're entitled to it, they don't have to give it to you.
They don't. I heard that. But get on it for a little bit. Tell me.
I'm gonna research that more, but I just know they don't have to give it to you.
Yeah, they don't. I got 2 more years. They better let me give us something.
No, Lance, you probably get yours. I'm talking about my generation and younger. They probably don't have to give it to you.
I'm paranoid anyway.
If the Fed collapse and this currency switch over, it's gonna be some repercussions, and a lot of them we won't like, especially when you're not prepared.
I can see you now. Wait a second. That's the SSI office over there. That look like Scurv. He got what's that in his hand? Uh-oh. Wow. I already got my ticket, my getaway ready. Videos being uploaded at the exact same time.
I'll probably be like, Lance, what are you doing back over here? You supposed to be over there in Ghana. What you doing? No, they told me I couldn't. They sent me this letter.
Letter here? I love you, sis. Get far away as possible. You're under no harm, but just tell the authorities you don't know me. Right. Speak for yourself. Right? Yeah.
And don't you know? Oh, and I learned about the 401A from, that lady you had on the show that was a bus driver, and she was talking about the 401A.
Yeah.
I see a lot of companies starting to do that just to save money, because right now, from the job I work at a bank and from the other people that I know that are in corporate jobs, they're working on where they don't have to give you overtime anymore. They don't want you working over 40 hours because they don't want to give you overtime, and they want more money to pay their shareholders.
Damn.
And in some states, they're trying to legalize 36, 37 hours being full-time hours. So you won't even, in some companies, you don't even get the 40 hours. They cap you at 37 hours and call that full-time. And that's where, and in that case, if you're not working 40 hours, they don't have to offer you any benefits. They don't have to offer you medical. They don't have to offer you 401k if you're not 40 hours.
So they keep it at 37 and you just ain't getting it.
Yeah.
And if you do go over, they're going to have to cut it.
Yeah.
They do that at Home Depot.
What?
50 hours, whatever. They can turn around and say, well, cut the hours next week. Work whatever you worked in overtime the week before or the pay period before, work that much less the next week. So you're stressing yourself.
I didn't know they did. Oh, wow.
In New York, they did it. So, I mean, and that was early 90s.
What? Oh, so I know they ain't playing now then.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And then some jobs, I was talking to some of my friends, some jobs, they have made it where, you know how when you get to a certain point, your salary? Some people I know, they want to salary you at $65,000, which is nothing.
Right.
What is $65,000 a year?
Nothing. When they're trying to work you more, because it's not about hours, it's just a cap on the salary.
Right. So they cap your salary at $65,000, and then they tell you gotta work 50 hours a week. Ain't that crazy?
Right. Yeah. So either way, it's to their benefit.
And this 401A thing scares me, because I'm like, the majority of people are not going to work. They really not going to have people to work, because who's going to do a 401A? I mean, you're not even investing in me. And I'm doing this all by myself. And even when I do retire and able to get my 401k at 59 and a half, because you're going to make me wait 30, 40 years before I can get it anyway. So when I do get it, you're still going to charge me fees and tax me on it. I still won't be able to get all my money that I put in the 401k. or the 401A. You're still going to tax me on it. You're still going to charge me those fees.
Wow.
And then companies now, I think you're in the last generation where you could work for a company for more than 20 years. Now with these companies, they're trying to push you out. Once you get over the 5-year mark, they're trying to find a way to get rid of you. They don't want you to be tenured.
They hire you, they don't want you. That's messed up.
I've seen many cases where I know people in their 50s and 60s worked at a job and they got to like maybe the 20 or 30 year mark because they're in that generation, and the company literally finds a way to fire them so they don't have to pay out that much retirement or the pension. They try to find a way to fire them. So what's happening now with the younger people? Yeah, it don't matter. You could have worked there 30 years, got no complaints, got no nothing, but then at the 29th year, they're gonna try to find a way to fire you. Or some of them, they'll just tell you flat out, "Oh, you need to be gone by December."
Wow.
Or they'll do this. They'll reinvent the position and make you reapply for it and tell you don't qualify for it. So let's say you started working at the company in the 80s or 90s, and let's say then you just had to have your experience. You don't have no type of certification or degree. 30 years later, fast forward, they make you reapply for the job. They'll tell you something like, "Oh, we've made changes in this position. These are the requirements. Now you don't meet those requirements."
But you know the job very well. And the person who might get certified just might pass the test and get hands-on and not know what to do. That's crazy. Right.
Because now they won't, now your replacement is somebody that's in their 20s that's just out of college. You 50 something. Your replacement is like 25 or something like that. But you got all the experience. You know what you're doing. So they won't have to pay you as much money. They're going to let you go and hire that 25-year-old, and the 25-year-old don't know any better. So they're going to lowball them because they can. Right. So let's say you were making 80,000. They're going to get rid of you making that 80,000, knowing everything about the job, making them lots of money, and they're going to replace you with that 25-year-old, and they're going to offer them 50,000. Because the 25-year-old don't know any better.
And
they don't have experience. They don't have experience. They'll take 50,000 coming out of college. They don't know any better.
Oh, you dropping it tonight. You just might.
And now, I mean, this is stuff that I think about now, me being a little older. This is stuff that I think about because I see people go through this stuff. I see people go through this stuff all the time. I see people in their 50s and 60s get laid off from one job, and it takes them a year or two to find another job because no one wants to hire somebody over 50 now. For some reason, no one wants to hire somebody over 50 in certain industries, in certain jobs. No matter how much experience you have, no matter how much money you made, they don't want to hire you. They want that 20-something.
So you think I want to come back to America at 60 years old? I just got to make ends meet that little retirement check I get. Wait for that Social Security to come through. I'm on a
Lance,
fixed income.
You're better off doing what you want, what you're doing now. Plus, you can probably make a lot more money doing what you're doing now. But what I'm saying is, in America, it's harder to make money. I mean, as far as the job is, I'm not saying entrepreneur, you got your own thing. As far as some jobs over 50, they're not trying to hire you. They do nothing.
They see that number and they go, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Even if you
because they know that you have value, and they know they got to pay you for what you're worth. If I hired a 20-something-year-old, don't know their value yet, and they don't have the skill that the 50-something has. So I don't have to pay them like that, like I got to pay you.
Right. Understood.
But it's still messed up because, like I said, I've been dedicated to this company, and for them to just lay you off like that, because I'm a certain age and you don't want to pay me for what I'm worth. That's why, especially as Black people, we can't depend on these jobs like that. We just can't. The best thing for a black person to be is an entrepreneur. And I know everybody some people kind of cringe hearing that word, but it's true. You find out what you're good at. Try to think of a service you can provide or a product you could sell that is needed, that AI cannot take over, that you could sell and that you can make money off of. And you're better off doing that than being in this system, because they're never going to pay you what you're worth. You don't mean anything to them. And the only thing that's important to them is their bottom line. And that's it.
That's right.
Especially if you're working for this retail or these fast foods and they put out a dead peasant policy on you. You don't want that.
No. Mm-mm. You worth more to them than you are to yourself.
Right.
Wow. So they look, don't be surprised now. We were revealing all this stuff. They don't show up at our doors. And then find me out here too. We've been meaning to get your loud mouth for the longest time.
I'm just saying, I mean, this stuff is not secret though. I don't know why they will be after us. This stuff is not a secret.
Yeah. Oh, you know I'm not scary like that.
No. But what I'm saying is they know everything has terms and conditions. And once people start finding out about those terms and conditions, you can't get mad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to get a fine point pen when you go into these jobs and you read that terms and conditions. And they think, oh, they're too illiterate to really understand that stuff. And then you check off and sign off, and they take the papers and put it away. And then when they do something to you, fire you, unjustly or whatever, and you show up with your little piece there. Oh my God, what are you doing here with a gun? You read the terms and conditions, because I added in there real small. If you do this to me, I'm going back up. Those are my terms. And these are the conditions. You already know the terms.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yep. Yeah.
There's no excuse. You can't lock me up. They agreed. They signed off on it too. Yeah. But just be, like I said, just be more careful. When you get stuff and they say terms and conditions, because now that should set off an alarm whenever you're getting something, whether it's a bank account, a cell phone. Terms and conditions should be an alarm from now on. Yeah. Brilliant, though, what you said. I mean, unless it's the purchase of a car or some clients or whatever, but
anything like a house, a job, an app. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely read that terms and conditions. Because even buying land, I do that for land. If they have terms and conditions for land, and I'm reading that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not gonna tell me 10 years from now, I'm sitting here with my land, I got my garden and everything, that you need to put a freeway through here. And I'm in the zone, and now I got to get rid of half of my garden because you're trying to put a freeway up so you can put a toll up and make $30 million a year off that toll. No, I don't. No.
There's a mall. Oh God, I forgot the name of it. I'm losing my New York City card. There's a mall on Queens Boulevard. And I know somebody who hears this is going to add on to it. But the general story was, and this was back in the 70s, right? They were building this mall, Queen Center Mall, the Queen Center Mall on Queens Boulevard. That's what it is. Like a little pre-Alzheimer's going on here. It'd take a little while for the signal to hit my brain to see the name. But there was a woman who owned a little house right on Queens Boulevard, which is a major thoroughfare. But she was there for so long in this little house before it was a major boulevard, a major street. And so she was on the property, owned it legally, everything. She was an older woman, but she wasn't like super old. See, she inherited the house from her parents, and it was all done legally. So she was legal to be there. And she went back and forth with the developers who wanted to put them all there. So they finally gave up because she was making these high demands, and she's like, I'm not moving. The only way I'm moving is if you give me so much millions of dollars. Like, no, we're not going to do that for you. But she understood the value of that land.
Right.
Even if that part of the land didn't make that much, for them to take it all over, that whole area, that whole block, and way going back behind, they built the mall right up against her house. They built it so close. And she lived there until she died, I guess, or whatever. I don't know what happened after that, but that house was there for a long time, and it looked mad funny. She wasn't giving up. She said, build your mall, no problem. Because in essence, you're creating a space where you're making my property value go up, fools.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think she didn't move out, but she got paid bigger. Yeah,
and I tell people that because here in Raleigh, they do the same thing when they try to gentrify neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, don't have them come in there and offer you crackhead prices to get you up out of there, because what they're trying to do is they don't come in. And let's say you had a shotgun house. They probably come through and offer you $5,000. Please don't take that.
That's crazy.
Please don't take no $5,000. Because once you take that, they're going to knock your house down. They're going to rebuild it, spend $125,000 rebuilding it, and then going to sell it for $575,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But all they gave you was the only investment they made was $130,000. That's the $125,000 they took to build it, and the $5,000 they gave you to get out. But they reselling it for $575,000.
Mm.
That's one house. So if they're doing your whole neighborhood, now how much money that is, and all they was out of was give each person $5,000.
Uh-huh. And how do you feel rolling through there later on?
Right. And look, they gave you $5,000. Your house was paid for. You got out of your paid for house and got off your paid for land for $5,000.
Well, that's jacked up.
Now, houses in Raleigh, your basic model 3-bedroom house in North Carolina is just north of $400,000. What you doing with $5,000? That's not even covering the closing costs on a $450,000 house. That won't even cover the closing costs. What you doing with your $5,000? See now you trying to find an apartment that you can rent, but you can't because your average 1-bedroom is like $1,800. So how far you think that $5,000 is going?
In Raleigh?
You see how stupid you are now for taking $5,000 for a paid for house and paid for land? Because they weren't really after your house. They weren't really after your house. They were after your land that the house sat on. That's what they want. They don't want your house. They want the land that the house sits on.
Right. The house doesn't mean anything to them.
Sell your property for the land that it's on. Don't look at your house, because a lot of people say, well, I'm gonna repair this house. Okay, that's good. That might give you a couple of dollars, but sell it according to the land and the location. If you sell it like that, you'll get your bang for your buck. But don't have somebody come through, offer you $5,000 to $10,000. You can't go nowhere else for that. You're homeless now, and all you got was $5,000. You're homeless now, and now you're trying to move in with your cousin. Now you're trying to move in with your uncle. And now your siblings mad at you because they're like, okay, that was the family house. That was the family property. Grandma and grandpa, they put blood, sweat, and equity in that house, had the house in the family for 50, 60 years, and you sold it for $5,000? But and now you roll through there, it's a bunch of white people walking dogs and with a dog park and all this other stuff and bike lanes and stuff.
Oh man. But Raleigh was cheap back in the day. Not cheap, but I'm just saying it wasn't $1,800 for an apartment on average.
Yeah, that's a 1-bedroom. Oh, the houses down the street from my apartment complex. They're building townhouses now, but on the other side of the street, I remember when they were building these single family homes. The basic model for those started at $500,000. Now the townhomes they're building on the other side of the street, they're going to start at like $490, I think. And these are townhomes. These are homes where you're sharing a wall and you're paying $490.
Right. You better hope their headboard is not against that wall. I don't have to say nothing. You just already know. Boom,
yes.
Boom, boom. What the heck? Those are some carry prices.
But you see how these people are done, and mostly black people, you see how they're done with these gentrification. Like they never, it's like, really, you never had $5,000. You really never had that kind of money. Like that is literally no money in today's economy.
It's not. It's not. Used to be back in the 60s, you can buy a car, cash, brand new for $5,000 or less. But you see how the value of money has gone down?
Yes. And people, and me and my mom, we know people that would be, that used to be in these type of, neighborhoods where they let them go, and it's like they'll say, they offered me $20,000. You can't get nothing with no $20,000. $20,000. You're gonna have a mortgage, or you're gonna be homeless, because $20,000 that'll cover your down payment and the closing cost on a house that's like $350,000. Well, guess what? Most houses in Raleigh are way more than $350,000. You're still not gonna get anything. Even if they gave you $20,000, you won't get anything.
Mm-mm.
But you so happy to get that $20,000. I never had $20,000. I don't even know what $20,000 looked like. I never had this kind of money. I'm gonna move because they gave me a check for $20,000. And I'm gonna move in an apartment until I find somewhere to live. Well, $1,800 a month. How long that $20,000 probably won't last a year.
That's what I'm saying.
It won't last a year because that's just rent. You got your other utilities, and don't, God forbid, please don't have no car note. Please don't.
Oh, forget it. And car repairs and all of that stuff. Oh man.
We in a generation where they don't know what it is to pay for a car cash. They want the new stuff. So, they act like they can't drive no old cars. So I'm not going to even get on the cars. No one knows what driving a used car is. No one. Everybody want a new car, and then they want a luxury car. So they want a car where they paying $900 to $1,200 a month for the car because it's a new car. I don't want to drive nothing. Somebody else said, okay, fine. And you're going to be living in that car.
That's right.
I hope it sleeps well.
No. So many people doing that now.
Yeah, because we're in a generation where I don't want an old car. Okay. See, when I was starting to drive in the late 90s, you were glad to get a car. Even if the car was used, you didn't care because I don't have to catch the bus anymore. I don't have to walk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You were grateful for your car. Now, like I got nieces and nephews now. They want a new car. They probably won't get one, but they're part of that generation that wants everything new right now.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But yeah, the way things are here, like with the neighborhoods, that's how it goes. They offer you a little bit of money, get you to move out. And the reason why they offer you that little bit of money, because they know you never had it before. You move out. They tear everything down. They build up how they want to build it. They rebuilt the whole neighborhood and they've made millions. And you sitting over there with $20,000.
Yeah. This is crazy.
I don't know if they're doing that in Orlando, if they've done that, but that's how they did. That's how they do stuff up here.
Well, I mean, there's a resurgence in building there, and there's so much open space still in certain areas, and there's certain areas where they're tearing down old apartment complexes and building up stuff that the people who lived there prior couldn't afford. Well, that's going on a bit there, big time. Things are skyrocketing there, and prices of homes are going up. But the cost of living is also going up. And the jobs, it forces you to still live in bad areas.
Yeah.
I mean, the entry level type Target, working at Walmart, they may give you something a little above what the other one is given, but you better call home something else unless you're getting the Joe Biden check. And if you're getting subsidies like that they can take away any time, then you're on thin ice. And a lot of people, I'm independent. I'm doing this on my own. Yeah, but your man is Joe Biden, and even he can't hold himself up, falling all over the place. He busted his ass for the last few days. A million people sent me that video. I was like, that's symbolic of Babylon falling. If your president can't even stand up and hold it up, how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
He's covered for life. He ain't got to do nothing.
I've always been leery about subsidies because remember when they were doing the pandemic and they was giving people unemployment and then they were giving them that money over the unemployment? Mm-hmm. I know people here in North Carolina that got all that money for those years, and now they got, I think last year they wrote everybody a little talking about some from the unemployment saying, "Hey, we gave you too much money, and so you owe this money back to us. So in order for you to pay it back, we'll just take your tax return every year until it's paid back."
Wow.
I know somebody right now that's in that predicament, and every year her tax return is taken until that money is fully paid back. Not all of it, but a portion of it.
Right. Because they're not going to forget. And when they get into the digital currency, they'll just take it right on out. It's not, it's not, you can't touch it anyway and take it right on out. That's crazy.
And another thing I thought about with the currency, the cryptocurrency, what is the tax rate going to be on that? It's already high now with cash. What is it going to be with cryptocurrency?
Mm-hmm. That's a question.
Yeah. What is it going to be with cryptocurrency? How much of that? And like I said, when people, some black folks not going to even understand the conversion. So it could be, some people probably going to be getting hit in the head by like 40%. They probably won't even notice.
That's bad.
They said this what I get. So they charge you too much. You need to call the Department of Revenue in your city.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of people are not going to understand that. So yeah, and mixed and combine that with this gentrification, you're going to have a lot of people that's homeless. And even out in the country is getting expensive. Because I have a friend, she bought a house and her house was still about $475,000. And she lives 25 minutes outside of Raleigh.
So we could always run to the country, but now the country's getting expensive?
Yeah, the country now, the houses in the country that they're just building, those are $500,000. And then a used car now, your average used car is between $20,000 and $25,000. You can't get a brand new car anymore for under $20,000.
I know you can't even. I mean, a Toyota Corolla is up there like that.
A Toyota Corolla. Wait, I could look it up if I could look it up. But a brand new Toyota Corolla, I'm thinking it's like between $25,000 and $30,000.
I'm trying to say $30,000.
Paying that? I'm not paying that for no Toyota Corolla. Are you serious?
I'm not laughing at you, but the way you said that.
You've got to be kidding me. And then some people at work have trucks, like the Ford pickup trucks and the 1500s.
Yeah.
Those trucks, like one of my supervisors, her husband bought a Ford pickup truck. I think it's a 1500. $70,000. That's a rental property. Excuse me. That is a rental property.
Are you serious?
$70,000 pickup trucks are set. Brand new pickup trucks run you between $70,000 and $90,000, depending on like the what you get them the model. If you want it fully loaded, between $70,000 and $90,000 a pickup truck.
They can keep it.
That's a rental property. I'd rather buy a rental property.
They can keep that.
Yeah, between $70,000 and $90,000. Yeah. Yeah, so inflation is really bad now, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
I was in the supermarket the other day, and you know how when you're in the supermarket, if you at one of these like farm fresh stores where they have the fresh produce up front,
right?
And sometimes they'll cut it up and put it in like little plastic containers and price it. I'm looking at the containers where they have like berries, like they have a mixture of strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
And I lifted one up to see how much it was. Guess how much it was? It was almost $9.
Damn. God, oh, I'll be in trouble with my appetite.
And this is in the grocery store. That's why I tell people, go to the farmer's market and get your fruit and vegetables. Don't stop going to the grocery store. The grocery store is going to price you out of getting fruits and vegetables. They are. So I go to the farmer's market because I can't afford to buy fruit at the grocery store. Because I can't see myself paying that kind of money for one container of berries that they put in a plastic, a plastic container, and they want me to pay $9 for it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad I don't drink milk anymore. That's probably $8 a gallon. I'm glad I don't drink it no more. Whoever has to buy it, I feel sorry for them.
You don't want to drink it anymore. It'll be killing you. So you're saving your life a little more.
Yeah. Yeah. But those fruits and vegetables are expensive now. Yeah. They're very expensive. And like I said, this is just the beginning. Something else is on down the line for us. I don't know how soon, but all of this is coming. They're going to take your property, give you $5, $10, $20,000 for it, build a $500,000 house in this place, force you to move out your city. You move to the country, you can't stop there. That's expensive. And now you need a car. Can't get a new car. Got to get a used car. And if you do get a used car, that's still $20,000.
Still a lot of money.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Yeah. And then imagine having a used car that's like 10 years old and your car note is like $400 or $500 a month. And that car is like at least 10 years old. How does that sound?
I know.
I'm driving a 10-year-old car and my car payment is $400. Really?
Repairs that you got to pay for because it's not under any kind of warranty.
Right.
Wow.
And then I'm almost finished paying for my vehicle and I'm getting things in the mail every month. They want me to trade it in. I'm not trading anything in.
Right. They want to keep you on the treadmill.
They also want the vehicles. They want you to trade your vehicle in because they want the parts.
The parts
they want the parts. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to put used parts in recent cars and charge this. Everything's a scam, but you always get the short end of the stick. That's the bad part.
Right. But your average new car payment is between $900 and $1,200, and I don't see how people are paying. I'm like, $900 and $1,200. That used to be a mortgage or rent,
right?
And it's a car payment now. How did that happen?
Right. Gradually, slowly but surely. This is 2023. I mean, the number exactly doesn't mean anything. All I'm saying is that those of us who are moving up on a chronological age, and we can remember, how do you think this is hitting me? I know your chronological age. You're younger than I am. How do you think it's hitting me?
Lance, my first apartment was $550 a month. and for me to see rent at $1,800, it blows my mind.
Yeah, that's how.
Because when I first moved out, a 3-bedroom apartment still want $1,000.
That's 3 bedrooms.
And they had 3-bedroom apartments back then. Now most of these complexes, they go up to 2 bedrooms. I'm like, okay, what happened to the 3-bedroom apartment? I guess they're not doing those anymore.
If that's the case, just let me get a tiny piece of land and live in a daggone container. Not even no container, a home, one container.
You mean the tiny home? You gonna do the tiny home life?
The tiny home. That's right. I'd be like, yeah, I ain't got to pay nothing. This is mine. I got it hooked up. Could only have like 2 or 3 people in there visiting.
look, that'll work until they come through and need to widen the road or need to put a freeway through there. So remember that. Remember that. You gotta make it sure it's in a zone where you gotta make sure that they won't need a freeway come through on it to come through there. So
buy a house though, I could lift that bad boy up on a truck and take it where I gotta go. That's why I said it's gonna be one container. That's right. Got visitors coming over. Like, listen, y'all gotta stay outside for 15 minutes. I pass gas. It's so small. The whole place up. But it's mine.
And that's crazy. You used to be able to buy land anywhere and build your house and not have to worry. But now you got to worry about, okay, do they want a freeway to come through here one day? Do they need to widen the road?
You got to worry about the freeway.
Yes.
Franklin. You got to worry about a freeway after you get settled down. The house and everything. House worth $500,000. They come through talking about we're gonna put a freeway here. Here go a little 15,000. No problem. You'll see my dark side then. We didn't know he was
sitting on 5 acres. Well, you sitting on 5 acres of land. I'm like, well, Lance, we need at least 2.5 of these acres. You taking half my land,
right?
Because you know when a freeway comes through, it's not right next to your house, but you got to have so many inches or so many miles. I don't know how they measure it away from the freeway, so they got to take that too. Right,
cramp me up like that. Imagine that.
And now I don't have peace and quiet because I'm hearing cars all day long.
Oh man. People throwing stuff out their window, shooting off guns, getting out the car and taking leaks and whatnot. And you get up and see strange men's penises. And oh, man. Dead bodies being dumped off, all kind of stuff. People just walking down the side of the freeway and walk up in your yard. And you looking like, who the hell is that? Oh, I just want to grab a little rat. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Give me a cup of coffee. What does this look like, a rest stop to you? That's what I thought it was. There'll always be cops there. That's crazy.
That's the only thing about North Carolina. You don't know. Now, this is not, they don't do this to everybody, but like I said, when you move out in the country up here, it's like, you got to be careful where they want to put a road at because, they're developing so fast and they're building up these subdivisions and these subdivisions need roads near them. So a lot of people have had their land taken because they had to put a road in because they're building up so many neighborhoods out in the country. And so let's say 2 years ago, it was a wooded area. Now it's a whole big subdivision there and you got like 30 houses in that 30 to 50 houses in that one subdivision. And now they got to have roads that kind of lead back to the main road and all this other stuff. And next thing you know, you'd have had 10 acres. Now you down to like 6 acres because they needed your land to build that road. and gave you $20,000 to take your land and knowing they're going to make millions.
And what could you do with that? I mean, I wouldn't be ungrateful. I mean, if I saw $20,000 on the ground right now,
right,
grabbing that bad boy. But I'm saying, what could you do except put a down payment on something else and end up paying all over again something super high?
And the thing is, what's sad about them taking your land? It's not like you can get land somewhere else. They don't offer you another patch of land. Like you're taking 3 acres from me. Are you going to give me 3 acres somewhere else? No,
right.
No.
That's tragic.
And then now they have zoning laws where they could tell you what kind of things you could build.
Right. There's always going to be something that squeeze you.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you buy land and let's say you want to make money and you're trying to build certain things, they could tell you, oh no, you can't build that shopping center here. That's not a zone for a shopping center.
Yeah, because they don't want to see you make money.
But it's my land though. Why can I build without? No, that's not the zone for that.
Oh man. I'm like, excuse me, is this the zone for an ass whipping? Because check your paperwork right there. And if not, I'll take the fine. Sorry tonight, but this is not making me feel good hearing this stuff. Even though I'm in Africa, it's still pissing me off that they're trying to do this to our people. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It's very crazy. It's very crazy, but they do this all the time. They try to control how much money you can make. They say America is a capitalist country and it's a free market. It really isn't.
Not for us.
It really isn't, because they want you in certain industries. They don't want you in the industries that make a lot of money. They want you in certain industries so they can keep you at a certain level.
Right. It's the truth.
And if they really had their way, they wished every black person worked at Walmart and Target and McDonald's and
with the weird hours.
Yeah. So when AI take over, I'm sorry, y'all out of a job. Here go $5,000 though. Thank you for working for us. Yeah, thank you for working for us. Sorry, we don't have enough jobs for everybody. So some of y'all just gonna have to starve. Mm-hmm. We don't have no. I wonder what's gonna happen to food stamps too, with cryptocurrency.
Right? Or will it be something else, just digital, that goes directly in from a card that they can read the card?
It might be that, but if certain things collapse, I can see them reducing. Matter of fact, I think, was this a video or was this an article? I think I read something where they were reducing the food stamps.
Oh man.
Too. Like I think it was one lady, she was getting like $750 a month and now she's getting like $250. They cut hers by $500 or something like that.
Damn.
And I think she had 4 or 5 kids.
Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, I'm hungry. Not making fun of it, but
yeah.
That's the reality. Yeah.
Yeah. And then now, I know you heard about this, the voucher program. No one's taking vouchers anymore.
Oh, really? So how does it work?
The Section 8 vouchers?
Yeah.
After the pandemic, when people weren't paying their rent and when everything came back and they could start charging rent, most landlords was refusing the vouchers. You got people now that's been holding on to their vouchers for over 2 years and still don't have a place to go. You have people in homeless shelters with housing vouchers that still haven't found a landlord or a place that will accept them.
Wow.
So imagine being in a homeless shelter. You got a few kids and they gave you your voucher back in 2020 or 2021 and it's 2023.
Wow. There's going to be a lot of unique situations and stories, and a lot of people are going to just give up and do a mild crime and just end up in jail and say, hey, I'm getting it free here. I can't move around. There are a lot of people I know that do that, especially when the wintertime comes around. They don't want to deal with the cold. They may be bumming here and there. They're semi-homeless. They might have a room somewhere and trying to struggle with a little piece of job. They get fed up, because to get so little, it takes so much. And then you see other people living well, which if they earned it, they earned it. But it's the system that's not fair.
Right.
And you're like, wait a second, how is this thing just stacked against me? And it always seems like you're barely making it through. I know people personally that all their life, as brilliant as they were and trying, it ended up that way. And sometimes there'll be a tragedy in the family, and you got to deal with it. And it sets you back. Then we have the romantic stuff going on. You're together, married, or living with somebody, and they split on you. It's just so much. It's just so much. And emotionally, how do you hold up with this? We're not robots. We're not AI. And now we got to go with AI and deal with that. Hell, I don't even want to go into the age of AI. I want to hang out with TI. AI come out talking about, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You don't know me. I ain't a human being, and you don't know me. I'll get up in your ass fast because you don't know me. Let's go back to the days of T.I. To hell with AI. The T.I. days were the last days we had a little sweetness left. It was getting bad, but it wasn't this bad.
I was about to say, when you were talking about that earlier, they could probably rob and bum for a short period of time, maybe a year or two. But once the AI takes over, how are you robbing somebody? And how will you get food? How will you get your basic essentials? Right.
You can't bluff with AI. AI sit here, I don't need no food. I can sit here until Netflix. I ain't gonna miss a beat. Your human ass.
You said them crackheads gonna. You said those crackheads gonna be crazy. Oh man.
That's the standard right there on that level. Crackheads, boy. Like I said, they will rob you though. They're gonna learn them. There's gonna be one of them that's smart. You know, ain't all of us out here bums and stupid. You know, I went to college and I got skills. I'm sticking you up. But it's crypto, MFA. So what? I know how to extract it. You feel the good. Let's go.
They're gonna be walking around with a device on them. What's your password? What's your name?
Right. We gonna get this tonight. You gonna transfer this into my account. Ain't much up to my crypto anyway. Shoot.
But like I said, it'll be much easier for the hackers. It'll probably be less of the crackheads. Now the crackheads will probably be trying to do something to get locked up, but by then you got AI prisons.
Exactly.
How fun do you think that'll be? Being in imagine an AI prison. What does an AI prison look like?
Oh God.
What I said earlier. That'll be some of it, but what would an AI prison look like?
I know. Nothing to appeal to a human being. They probably won't even have trees around it. Nothing. You can't even look at a tree. You can't even look at a bird fly away and feel free like one day I'm going to be just like that bird. There was a dude in the cell. I walked in the cell and there was a big roach on the ground. I smashed it. I stepped on it. Yo, man, what you do that for, man? That's the only I have. He come through here like 5:15, man. I feed that roach, man. And he come back, man. I look forward to the roach come out and visit me. He walked past all the cells and come here. Me and the roach is cool, man. Why you hurt my friend like that? I was like, are you serious? Oh, he went out on some mental health stuff though shortly after. He was upset.
That is crazy.
Name the roach too. I forgot what the name was, Charlie or something like that. Because they were taking him out of that cell about 2 weeks later. He was cussing me out when they were walking him out of there. And you killed Charlie, man. Killed Charlie.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, an AI prison. An AI prison. You won't see nobody. And they'll probably make it they'll probably make it where you think you're the only person in that whole building.
I know. Yeah, that's worse. That's worse. You can't hear no noise. See, in most prisons and jails, guys will talk to each other from cell to cell.
Right.
Shut up. Like, yo, man, what's on? Yeah, so. You know, back and forth. Right. Whoever can sing, start singing. You know, like the person who videotaped R. Kelly in the prison singing, everybody loving it. When you do artistic stuff, it's valuable, and that's an extension of human contact. Like even me drawing pictures. I used to draw pictures for a lot of the dudes there. I had some not weird requests, but some requests I didn't expect. Yo, Scurv, man, I know you're a good artist, right? And you know we can't get no porn up in here, right? So, could you draw this woman, you know, in various positions?
That is crazy.
You know, I thought about it and I started doing it. I had less incidents of violence in my unit.
Oh wow. You probably gave them a run for their money too.
Oh yeah. I drew some good looking pictures. I made it look real. And damn, Scurv, you ain't copying from no picture. You just drawing it from memory. I said, yeah, I know what it looked like. And there was less incidents of fights and different things because they were all drained out. And when the commissary time came to buy stuff, they were buying twice the amount of Vaseline. So Vaseline it down. Man, you a good artist, man. Shoot. Never thought I'd be doing nothing like this. They traded. They were simple. Wasn't breaking no rules. Yeah, I didn't have no problems in themselves. You gonna draw us a new picture? Who gonna get it first? And like kids in trading cards. Like, oh man, did you see that one they drew last week? Yeah, that was their girlfriends.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
AI prison.
AI prison.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun in the comment section of this. You watch. They're gonna be speaking on all the things that you said.
Really?
Of course, you watch. This is a funny.
I don't know. It's just something I think about. Like I said, with this, this whole artificial intelligence and this whole, people are trying to learn about this technology. It's gonna be everywhere soon. Now, AI hospital might be cool. But a prison,
Yeah, they better not mess up though, and give somebody the wrong medicine. Too much of it. Have you weird and freaky?
Well, see what they're saying with the hospitals. AI will probably measure, like it'll probably be a device that measures your body mass, and they'll give you the medicine accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's really what it's all about—your body mass.
Yeah. But that prison don't, and you'll have, you might have less crime because people don't want to go to the AI prison. They already know it won't be no friends in prison. You know how people get locked up? Oh, I got my homeboy in there, and I got this, that, and the third. And I know this CO. It's not going to be that way.
And I've seen it in there where when they come in, they get cheered in certain units. Man, my nigga, we're gonna have some fun. I'm like, not hurting these guys. It's not hurting them at all.
But AI prison, yeah,
true. And a lot of them now, they get these homosexuals who are very effeminate, wear their hair long, and they'll take the Kool-Aid, put a little water, pasty, and put a little rouge on their face, and they do little things, makeshift, little lipstick and all this stuff. And them dudes in there acting straight, and the regular ones, what? They ain't straight in what they receiving. They be begging, yo, move into my cell, man. I need him as a cellmate. Why? Well, that's my homeboy. I know him from out in the street. Then you go back to, that guy. I don't know him. I know why he want me in there though.
No.
Yep.
The new AI prison, you won't even know what a homosexual was because you won't even see anybody.
You won't see nobody. Right. Right.
They'll probably have everybody in little pods all to get grouped together, but they'll have the technology where you'll probably be like, I'm in here by myself because I don't hear anybody. I don't never see anybody. But you're all grouped together and don't know it.
And don't know it. Oh, that's messed up. That's true punishment. They're going to feel like they're in a hole. Solitary confinement in general population. Imagine that. That's worse.
And then imagine going to court and the court is AI too. Like they just reading off your charges, and it's like it's no attorney, there's no judge. It's like the AI machine is reading off your charges and telling you your sentence. There's no object. There's no. Can you hear my? No, there's none of that. They reading off your charges.
You can't.
And they tell you for each charge you get this amount of time. So we're gonna calculate up your time. You got 4 charges. First charge is 3 years. Second charge 10 years. Third charge 7 years. Fourth charge 5 years. Okay, total. This how many years you're gonna be in this AI prison. And then they're gonna have a little machine that resembles the sound of when they bang the little the gavel. I don't know what. They bang the little thing now, and then that's it. A machine comes, takes you away. A door opens, you slide out. Right. The next person slide in the court, and they read their charges. Wow,
you can't even cuss the AI out. Can't even call him no white MFO, you cracker, whatever.
You don't know what AI is. What you gonna call him? You don't know if the AI is the AI is not male, is not female, is not black, white, Asian, is nothing.
Mm-mm. Dang.
Or it could. They're gonna have AI police officers, and those are gonna be dangerous. AI police officers.
Oh yeah.
Because think about it now, getting a ticket won't be the same. Let's say you're driving. No, you won't be driving. Let's say you're riding in a self-driving car, because you won't be driving no more. You're riding in a self-driving car, and you could tell the car what to do. You're like, "Can you go a little bit faster? Speed limit 50. I need you to go like 55. I need us. We running late. Just go 55. You go 55. You get there, and you get a notification on your phone. You went 55 into 50. Ticket amount $80. $80 deducted from your crypto account. What?
Yeah.
So you won't even go to court or nothing. They just gonna fine you right then. There's no court. Right. There's no letter in the mail, because mail, it won't be no mail. The mailing system won't even exist.
But I can see some old black man from the South. Man, he can find me all they want, but it ain't like back in the day when the cops used to pull you over and go upside your head. They'll be glad for AI.
Yeah.
At least I ain't gonna die.
I just hate they took that $80 out my account.
Exactly. I ain't drinking this week. Old girl gonna have to wait.
And could you imagine how they arrest you for drunk driving? Like they'll let you drive, and then when you get home and you think you get a knock at the door, and you open the door and it's like a big AI machine there to arrest you.
Oh. You just stepping out the shower and a big AI machine there.
Right.
There's some robot AI police dogs sitting there like big roaches.
You have 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to get on the ground. And then you still talking, hey, come on, man, I made a mistake. And then all it's just going to say is, you have 30 seconds to get on the ground. 29, right. 28, 27, right. 26, 25. And then you try to run away, they block you. You just standing there butt naked, wet. You better draw off and turn and get on the ground.
Dang. Mm-mm.
That would be fun. It ain't funny, but it is funny.
It is. It's funny.
And you won't be able to steal from stores, because the stores will be online. Even before the stores go online, they have devices and tracking devices to keep you from stealing anyway.
See, now, poor crackhead can't even go in the store and steal a little Debbie cake.
Could you imagine them stealing something, and then it's like a program they using facial recognition now. So they use facial recognition to see if you were a thief and if you ever stole something from them, and if you have, they keep your face your profile on file. So when you try to go in the store, an alarm goes off walking in the store saying, "Hey, this person can't shop here. They stole from us."
You can't get away with nothing. But they'll spread it out everywhere. Once you steal anywhere, they'll just send it out anywhere.
Yeah, they're sending out to all the stores, so you can't walk in the store without an alarm going off, and then the AI machine will stop you. Excuse me, entrance prohibited. Excuse me, entrance prohibited.
And don't be a pedophile walking down the street. You don't even have to be near a school. You walk by any kid, all of a sudden something goes off that's on you. Pedophile. Like, ding, 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 ding. So you know. And people whip you behind for that. Oh, that's what you are, man? Hurt this guy. You're not just going to keep the kid from this. Walk up to you randomly and just punch you in the face. They frustrated. Pedophile. Man, I don't need nobody like you around me, no baby raper. Pow! The pedophile see a kid and start running from half a block away. Oh, this thing ain't going to go off and make everybody know who I am.
Yep. It could be a very dangerous world, depending on what they could come up with for AI. Because you won't be able to, like you said, you won't be able to get away with nothing. Everybody will know everything about you.
Everything. And be able to pull up stuff on you. They have a file on you and whatnot. Dating will be different.
Oh no. You know what? If that ever comes out, because the dating apps are bad enough, but once they come out with the dating, and if I'm still single, I'll just be single. I can't do it.
But look, it might help. It might help because you'll know who's who. Like if a man is meets a chick at the club, and she has some. I'm not advocating having some type of tattoo or chip, but all you gotta do is whip out your phone. Like, listen, I'm digging you, right? I really want to get to know you, but we don't have the time. Let me just scan you. And she's looking nervous. Puts out her hand, gets scanned. Last boyfriend's bank account, HIV positive.
4 baby daddies, 5 children.
Yeah. Oh man.
Credit score 495.
I was about to say that exactly. Never graduated high school. Functionally illiterate.
Oh yeah, and look, you won't be able to catfish anybody because let's say you put a picture out there from when you were skinny, and let's say you try to upload the picture, it'll be like, please put current picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Invalid. Please put current picture.
And keep saying it. Then they get nasty. Gives good head, but will give you hell. Do you want nasty? Doesn't know how to cook. Ass stink. Just all you'll say everything.
Yeah. That'll be funny. So you won't have to worry about being catfished because the AI machine is not going to let you load an invalid picture.
Was never faithful in relationship. Always cheated. Screwy boys.
And most women would be like 4 husbands, all dead.
Oh no, you're right. Just pull your phone back and say, "Listen, sweetheart, it was nice talking to you." Nice. Oh yeah. Just let me get you a drink right now. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick and run out that door. Get out of there. That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you could pull up stuff like that for somebody now, as far as the kids, the credit score, and if they've been divorced. But imagine, like, all you gotta do is scan something, and all that information comes up, and all you have to do is read through it, or something just reads you that information.
Right. Exactly.
Because this will eliminate people not being honest, because they'll say, "I didn't put it on my profile." Well, this what the AI told me.
But then see too, there's things like that they may be clean, but then that AI will mess it up for them too. Psychological algorithms say that they have the potential to murder.
Yeah.
Problems.
They'll have it where it reads your brain activity and say, well, this person more like this person's crazy. They're more likely to have schizophrenia and all this other stuff. And this person is the depression level is high in this person. Yeah.
Dashboard for real. The ladies out there will hear it too. He has propensity from his thoughts of watching gay porn 3 hours a night, like he's possibly going to go, and he has not done this yet.
No, the gay porn gonna come up automatically because the phone gonna have that. The phone gonna be like, here's the browsing history gonna have that. That's gonna come up automatically.
Erase it. Your browsing history since the last year.
And remember remember it's gonna be a bunch of older white people, and it's gonna pull up ex-member of KKK from 1945 to 19. We're like, what? You used to be in the Klan? No.
Going back 5 generations, they're responsible for the death of 45 Negroes. Don't believe them. And you eat at a Klan restaurant, not know it's a Klan restaurant. Caution, saliva is between the buns of that hamburger.
Yeah.
Because I went to one of the restaurants and didn't know. I was driving up I-95 going back up north from Florida and stopped at this one spot. It was right by the highway. It was clean. It was nice. And I went in and I was so hungry. I wasn't even as observant as I should have been. And there were 2 ladies in there, 2 white ladies. And they acted nice. And I ordered a chicken burger or something, 2 chicken burgers, whatever. They were so glad to help me. And while they were making it, I was still standing by the counter. They were like, "You can sit down, young man. We'll bring it to you." And just something said, "Let me just stand there, sit there by the counter." because you can sit by the counter and they had tables around. You listen to this. I hear you quiet over there. Right? So one kept looking through because when they went in the kitchen, there was like a little small window about 2 feet by 2 feet. And one kept she kept peeking at me, and the other one was making the burger. So I eventually went down and sat down, and I saw they had pamphlets, like old magazine racks that you can turn around. I didn't look at them really. I said, I don't know, probably some political stuff, because I kept seeing American flags on it, and it wasn't too close to me. So they brought the food, brought the drink, and I was hungry, and I was eating because I'm going all the way up, New York or whatever. But they kept peeking through that little hole and smiling. And like he's eating something that he shouldn't be eating, right? I didn't think that. But after I finished, I got up, or they came by and I paid them. And I sat there for a second, deciding I was going to get something else. And I saw all this Klan paraphernalia there.
Oh, wow.
And the name, it was a guy who his last name or first name and picture or drawing of him was on the side. And then he was on the pamphlets with the Klan stuff going on. I'm like,
wow.
This is my own restaurant with them two ladies spitting and stuff. Go ahead, Ellie.
Oh, wow.
Urinate in his lemonade. So I'm thinking, I was on my way out there, smiling and everything, and I was like, I don't feel too good. That was a trick of the mind, man. What? And they had a lot of that stuff. A lot of anti-government stuff, a lot of Klan stuff, but it didn't say Klan. It was like certain words they use, but I saw a couple of pictures of the Klan on some of those things. They were that relaxed with it. And this guy owned it. Maybe he was dead and it was in his name. I don't know. But that was the ideology. Could you imagine if I was doing YouTube back then? Because there was no YouTube. Yeah. And they spotted me. Oh, yes, get Fido. He's going to eat some dog shit today.
No. You know what? You got to watch out for the keywords now. They don't say Klan anymore.
No, they don't.
They'll say something like pride. It'll be like American pride or something like that. Yeah, but and they're very patriotic. So that kind of gives you a
And they can hide behind that American pride, and then you go think that's some American gay group. Yeah, pride. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I ate a whole meal too. Yeah, don't even know what I was eating. Lord of mercy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot to think about after this.
Well, AI gonna reveal them too. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And like I said, AI may not go this far, but like I said, I like having these conversations because it could go this far. Because once it's out, no telling what somebody will come up with.
That's right.
Because you always got those group of people that have to build the AI machine, and no telling how their minds are going to be with the AI, with building it and getting it to do certain things.
Right. That's awesome to know it ahead of time.
Yeah, you already got an AI answering the phone, because when you call, think about it, when you call any company or any utility company, an AI answers the phone.
Dang.
Because that lady says, please hold, or can you give us your account information? That's an AI.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what got rid of the secretary.
A mad secretary out there. Damn AI.
So you really don't have secretaries anymore. I mean, few places have them. You might have a doctor's office that might have a front office, a person that does check-in, but you don't really have secretaries like talking about it.
Right. Mm-mm. Wow. It's going to jack things up.
So over there where you are they still doing things the old way? Hopefully they are. Or do you think they're going to catch on with the technology too, eventually?
They've been talking about it with the digital currency and everything. They're going to launch it soon. They've been talking about it because they're under control of the bigger power force, the forces, the powers that be, those forces. So they've been talking about it. But it's going to be very hard to implement it because even they have a national ID card for Ghanaians and for people who live here like myself, and we have to renew it. And I mean, you got people living way out in the villages that don't even have a card. Like
they probably don't have a cell phone either.
No, they don't. There's places where there's no signals out here. In the city, okay, in Kumasi and the other bigger city up there, yeah. And you do have signals like way out, but in spots. But you can drive for a long time and not have a signal. So you got
wow.
To me, you know, when it's like that, you have a child that's born at home in a village where it's, I'm not going to say the word primitive, but it just doesn't have the modern amenities like that. Does this country know that that child exists? Mm-hmm. So this is why when I see these white folks coming out here, you know, they could be grabbing up kids like it's all right and living out somewhere here and doing what they want because they're not documented. And see, these kids in these villages, it's different. It's not like, oh, you got to watch for the pedophile. They can walk down alongside of little kids that just learn how to walk. Like who? Where's the parent? Usually they're close by, but they play and they're here and it's so wide open. I'm not talking a crowd. I'm talking about way out. Go drive 2 or 3 hours away, 4 hours away, and miss the other big city, Kumasi, and go up in some of these places. I mean, I ended up in places sometime going out far. I had to adjust myself. I'm like, wait a second. These women are walking with their titties out. I know it's hot, but damn, I'm really in Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I was mad at them, but I'm just saying, it's just different. I'm not saying here, but even in the city, like nudity and breasts, they're not sexualized like in America. So you'll see a woman just right there on the bus, titty all out, breastfeeding, or just like sitting down on a bench in public. Dudes walking by, nobody looking at her, you know? And I mean, that's a natural thing anyway. And it wouldn't shock me anyway if it was in America, but it's so sexualized.
Yeah.
And even just natural functions, like the women here and some of them, and not everybody, it's not like every day I'm seeing this all the time, because a lot of times I'm inside. But I've been walking down the street. One time I was walking down the street, it was a Sunday morning. I took this walk, Mr. Scurv asleep. And I'm walking down the street. There's a woman look like she's dressed for church. Nice floral dress, long dress, down to her ankles dress. She's about maybe 30 years old, 28 years old. Pretty girl. So as I'm walking close to her, I'm like about 3 car lengths away from her. There were no cars around, but she bent down, pulled up her dress. I'm walking toward her. I'm like, what the heck is this? An invitation or something? She hunched her back. She stood up. She had heels on. She hunched her back a little bit, leaned back a little bit, grabbed both lips, held the legs open, and a straight stream of pee came out like a dude.
Oh.
And I what am I going to do? I had to look. I'm like, what the hell? It was a shock. And as I got close to her, she smiled like it was normal. Good morning. I was like, good morning.
What?
Yeah. Because that's normal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go.
Here she would have been arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. And she went on her way. Or some of them will squat, but a lot of them will just stand straight up. And I've seen young girls do that. I'm walking down the street, like underage. And I'm like, don't they understand this is not proper to do? At least turn the other way. And they piss out here like it's all right, to be honest. You know, I mean, I'm a straight man. I ain't trying to see all that much dick. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, turn around or something. Hey, brother, how are you doing? I'm like, I don't talk to dicks out. That don't look right. You know what I mean? That's some old negotiation shit. You know what I mean? Hey, buddy, I got my cock out. No, I'm not talking to you. Do your business and then. That's why I'm not shaking. They
talking to you like they want you to come over and shake their hand and everything.
Yeah, they flash it, you know, then, hey, my brother. No. We ain't cool like that. I ain't cool with no man like that. Then when they're selling the food sometime, they go right on back to making the food. Mr. Scurv knows of somebody that had a group that came out here. She doesn't know the person, But the person came out, it was like group of 10, 12, whatever. They came out here and they were all out. You know, they have the little people on the side of the road selling their food, little chicken, little cooked stuff, whatever. But really and truly, when you look at how the United States is so strict with things and giving violations, they don't have that out here. So you're at the mercy of their habits.
Yeah.
Well, they grabbed something. It was a sizable little stand and had little chairs around. And, okay, we're in Ghana. Let's just eat. These are our brothers and sisters in the motherland. Let's just eat the food here. Well, a few of them got really sick, and one of them died. So came on the plane alive and went back under the cargo in a casket. Yeah. But you don't hear stories like that. But those things happen. You got to be very careful. And plus, the tolerance of flies. You can be in a restaurant, an open restaurant, and people are sitting there, and you waving away these flies. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. And they'll land on the end of your table. You know how the flies rubbing their hands like, yeah, we're going to get some of this. And they'll land there and come closer and walk and try to jump on your stuff. Well, see, they have, and like I said, very seldom do I go to restaurants and eat. And if I do, I know the ones to go to. But when they bring your food out and they have a covered little plastic a covering, a little lid that covers the plate, I'm like, yo, leave that with me. And you ought to see me grabbing a bite with a fork, eating it, and covering it back up again. If I have to do it. And I have to say it, some of the Ghanaians, they so used to it, they talking to each other in their language. Oh, my brother, and flies walking all over their food. They just grabbed it, take a fork full and eat it. And I'm sitting here freaking out over flies. They're looking at me laughing. Or maybe you got
it's not funny. Flies land on feces, though.
Exactly. And they might have a fly enzyme in their gut to not get sick, but I don't have that.
Right.
No way. I'm not saying everybody, but you know, in certain areas, flies are just so aggressive. And they will land right in your stuff, and you think you shushed away, and they come back and you shush away, and they doing some martial arts, dodging right by your hand, and it's like they just want to land on it to mess it up for you. Well, if I can't eat, I'm just gonna find a way to land on it. Mix it up. The more particular you are, the more they're gonna bother you. And it's not everywhere. It's not everywhere. When you inside your place and you have everything covered up, you good. But watch for them. In some places, I don't know. And it's like they'll have options. There's open garbage cans. There's stuff on the floor, but they want to come in your plate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I can't wait till I done with the meal when I was in those situations. Like you leave a couple fries, a little couple of something in the plate. Like, yeah, you can have this. They don't even jump on it. They want to eat. They want to mess it up for you. I want to dine with you. I want to eat what you eat. I want to land all over it and just rub a little fly ass on the feces and just mess your because I'm a fly.
Well, if the flies are like that, I don't want to know about the mosquitoes.
Oh, no, you don't. I got a war with mosquitoes going on. I have repellent next to me all the time, even when I'm inside, because they'll slip in, whatever. Now, they can be bad and they can not be bad. It all depends how you dress. You know what I mean? Like certain times of the year, it's going to be a little worse than others. And you burn certain things inside. Inside, you can cover. That's when you go outside. Don't go out in the country. Don't go out in the country. They're going to get you. They riding by like you can throw a saddle on their back and fly with them. Big mosquitoes.
Oh, no.
I mean, straight at you. Don't even care if you see them. Too much ass for me.
Yeah, straight at you.
Yeah, come right at you. I was on the computer here, so one got inside the house, and me and that mosquito were battling because he was trying to get at my ankles. Because I walk around open and free. Right. So I went on and put on some long sweats and socks, so they wasn't getting nothing from the waist down. And so I sprayed myself up top and everything. And he was trying to figure out like what part that he didn't spray. I'm like, look at this. I sprayed my head, my face, all around my ears. I said, you got to land in something tonight. That joker landed in my back, and I felt him in the middle of my back where I missed. Man, I pushed my back to the back of that. He was dead. Yep, crushed up. They make you smack yourself in the face, like they go by your ear late at night. And there's something about that sound. You don't care. You go smack yourself so hard.
Yeah.
I didn't have a mark on my legs, like from the knee down. I got discolorations and because see, when they bite you and you fast asleep, you're not thinking conscious. Like you start itching and you start itching more and you start digging it up and then there's blood and more flies. So mosquitoes are coming. Yeah. Now it's all you can eat. Yeah. From my knees up, everything's smooth in the same way, but from the knees down, I got all kind of marks. I don't care. When you get to 60, like, I'm alive. Right? It is.
I didn't know they were that. See, I thought our mosquitoes was bad, especially in the South, because in the South, our mosquitoes are more discreet. Like you don't know if they're around you and that you're bit until you start itching.
Well, see, at least you know. I mean, they carry disease too.
Right,
but
yeah.
In America, you know you ain't going to get no daggone malaria.
Right.
And this is the Department of Health in Florida. They were on me. Please call us. Come down. Please call us. Because they found out that I had that through the doctor. And they wanted to make sure that I was straight because if a mosquito bit me and I still had active malaria, Florida's in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all these mosquitoes been biting people, and if one bites another person, bites me, they usually die after a while. They bite me and they go bite another person. That person gets malaria, and 10 mosquitoes bite that one and fly around. Oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were like, you know, yeah, it was bad.
So what shots do they make you get before going over there to prevent that?
Oh God. Is
it a series of them or is it just one shot?
It's one shot. There's one shot. Then they try to get you to take yellow fever and all this stuff. And there's other things they say you can take, but you don't have to take that. There's what do they call it? It's not a tablet. It's not a pill. It's a different word that I never knew. Pillable or so. It's a tiny little thing. Tiny. Like 1/20th of a TikTok.
Wow.
TikTok. Tic Tac, right?
Yeah.
And a little tiny thing. And it's not anything that's going to harm your system, right? It's for those people who don't want to take the shots. And they say that gives you the resistance and stuff like that. But how they say it in the South, shit in me. It didn't work when I went out there the first time. Came back sick as a dog and almost died. So again, I don't know. And they say that, but I'm not sure, but I believe I read somewhere where they said it was the female mosquito. I didn't know that there was a way of differentiating, but I guess
I think the female mosquitoes I think are like cows. It's way more females and there's a few males, and it's like the females are the ones that bite.
Right. And the nocturnal ones, the ones that come out at night, the females, and again, not all of them have it. Right. But those will be the ones.
Right.
For me, who I'm always up at night, I'm always watching my back, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was fanatical, you know, when Mrs. Scurv was in America and I was here by myself for those 9 months, I was weird. I'm like, you know what I mean? I would buy like bug spray and stuff like that. And if I knew I was going out for a couple of hours, I was going down to the mall or, you know, around and about just to, you know, because I'm here by myself. I would waste a can all over the house, windows locked, spray everywhere, and exit out the door. And I wouldn't exit until the can was empty. I'm like, yeah, if there's anything in here waiting for me, you're dead now. Lock the door, come back, still smell the stuff. Even mosquitoes were trying to get the door, like, zzz, we ain't going in there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Have you tried neem oil?
Yeah.
Is neem pretty effective with the mosquitoes?
Yeah, it's very effective.
I know they can't stand neem oil. That's a really strong smell.
And that lets you know when there's a lot of mosquitoes around. Matter of fact, they're doing construction next door. There's a neem tree there. There are a lot of neem trees out here. And people they realize it and some don't realize it. They just grow all over the place. You got to look at what's growing because it tells you what's around. And that's nature hooking you up. And so you get some of those leaves and get some neem tea. Best to get the neem tea in you a little bit every day. Saturate your system as opposed to just rubbing something on one time.
Right.
because it just repels them. And I'm guilty of not taking it every day like I should. And you can just see neem trees all over and stop and just break something off. You know, just like Mr. Scurv in the video saw different things and broke it off and made the most delicious.
Yes.
I'm like, if it's free. And these guys don't even know. They'll chop the trees down. It is getting in the way of my property. I need to, you better let that thing grow.
I would have around the perimeter if I was out there. And after I built my wall, like for my compound, I would have neem trees around the perimeter of my wall.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. So there are things that repel snakes. There's things that repel mosquitoes. There's everything you want, you know, and still they will slip through the cracks. It doesn't mean that they won't come, you know, but it makes it better for you, you know. And if you live a certain way, you're aware. If your house is free of them, cool. Watch how. Don't open the windows and leave it open. You could have your windows open with the screen.
Oh, I'm about to say I wouldn't have my windows open now if I didn't have screens. I don't know how people do that and don't have a screen. Because even here in America, stuff fly in your house. Even over here, stuff fly in your house.
Big old weird things.
Especially at night. You know what? And I'm not a bug person, so I take my hat off to Mrs. Scurv when she's in the garden and planting her plants. I would love to do something like that, but guess what? I'm too scared of bugs to do that, because when I dig something up and a bug come out of the ground, even though he's in his natural habitat, I'm running.
Yeah. No, but understand that out here you got bugs that you will never see in America.
Right, and that's probably why I couldn't do that. What she's doing.
Right. Weird things with all kind of legs and eyes.
And she's not scared of that stuff. And see, and I take my hat off to her, and I have the utmost respect for her because she's not scared of that stuff. I am.
No, but
I would have to pay somebody to plant my garden because I would be too scared to do it.
Well, they got these big lizards out here.
Oh, I mean,
big. They're big. They're big. They're huge, and they got weight to them. And before we put the doors on the upper floors of the house, we had like plywood over the door, but it wasn't sealed. It was just leaned up. And one day, I went to move it to go out on the balcony, and there about 12 of them up on that thing. And guess who they fell on? Doom. Landed on me. One landed on my shoulder, looked me in the eye, like he loved me or something. I looked at him and it jumped off.
What?
Big.
See, y'all have the bugs over there are too friendly, and they're used to people. See, bugs over here, they run from you because they're not used. See, no. But the bugs over there, they come up to you like you they homeboys. No, I can't do that.
You're sitting down, it's on your leg, looking at you. Like I said, when I was up in the Volta region, I was tying my shoe, and it was like mango trees just dropping good mangoes. It was mangoes on the ground that were good. You rinse them off in the stream and you eat them. Like, man, how could this be? I was tying my shoes, and there was this green bug. It was about 1 inch, and it looked like it had a little tail on it, little legs sitting up right on my arm, and it had a head with black eyes. It looked like it blinked and flew away. I'll never forget that. Just like in the rainforest, you have undocumented insects. Just like in the oceans, way down, you have things swimming around there that man doesn't even know about. And
we only know. I read in the chat the other day. We only know 5 to 10% of the ocean.
Right. You don't know what's down there. The ocean and these uncharted areas. Could you imagine the Congo out there where there's so much?
I would not. I mean, I would love to get soil from there and bring it to my garden, but I would be too scared to do that because you don't know what is. You don't know what's out there.
Eggs or something. Trust me, you're gonna bring back something.
Yeah. How do those people live out there is beyond me, but yes.
But see, the thing is, though, they're used to it. These people are used to it, you know? Like they have these things called grass cutters. And they look like, what do they look like? They look like, they're long, they have a long tail, and they crawl, and the heads looks like, I don't know, like I don't know what to call it. But they eat them, and they find them, and they're long. and they eat these bad boys.
Oh wow.
And sometimes you're walking on the other side of the road And you see these guys with these things, they catch them and they eat them for the meat. Now, I'm going to tell you another secret that a lot of people here don't like to reveal, that dogs, not everybody, but a whole lot of people that ain't admitting to it because they know they're going to get ridiculed by Westerners and people from the UK. In Ghana, dogs are a delicacy.
Listen, Lance, no.
Not by everybody.
No, Lance, no.
Yes. Dogs are let me tell you something. There's certain places that sell meat on the outskirts, and I want to find it, and I'm going to walk with my camera and show. But it's a hush-hush thing, and people would get upset. There's certain restaurants, maybe not here in Accra per se, and if it is a secret, but there's certain restaurants, outskirts and beyond. I'm telling it. I read the article, saw the pictures, where people come there, and sometimes the dog thing they may not be on the menu, but it's there, and they ask for it. And they get very mad when they don't have enough dog there to go around. Oh, we're finished. The dogs are finished. And you go to these places just like you get pork and beef, and they have some places for dogs. Roof. Scooby-Doo doesn't have a chance up in that bad boy.
But you know what? That's no different than China and Japan with cats.
Right. But, cats here too.
Oh, they do cats too? Oh, wow.
Ooh. Yeah, that was where we used to live before. The lady next door is skinning that cat. Wasn't no cats around the neighborhood. They were gone.
I guess that's where that saying comes from. It's more than one way to skin a cat.
And more than one reason to skin a cat, because they eat them.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, crazy to me. But the funny part about it is they're kind of aware of it, like they keep it hush-hush. I'm going to go undercover with that constantly.
But see, the thing is, it doesn't matter if it's wild or if it's domesticated. Like, that's not right. That's not right. But you know what? I guess that's the mentality. That's what they used to over there, because in India, it's not right to eat a cow. Cows are sacred.
Right.
So they think something wrong with us for eating ground beef and hamburgers and stuff. So.
Eating chicken. KFC. We don't know what you're eating out here. They may mix it in with something else. Really?
So that's the thing. People want to say, well, if I go to a foreign country, I can just eat at the American restaurant. It's not the same.
That's right. It might be an American restaurant, but
Why that chicken look funny? It looks funny. It's not as pink. It's more white. You might be eating duck or whatever.
Looking at you all funny. They say they hate cat, but they're eating it now, and they want second order. Nigga, put some seasoning and some barbecue sauce. You can put a shoe there, and they will eat it and think it is chicken.
That is a dog? Like, where do they get these dogs and cats from? Are they wild, roaming or something?
Yeah, or they grow them.
Are they people's pets?
They probably are. Don't stray off too far.
Do people keep dogs and cats as pets over there too?
I've seen some. Yeah, it's the same thing, but they got to worry.
What is like the common pet over there? Like over here, you see dogs and cats, but like, what is the common pet over there? What do they have?
I see people have a lot of goats.
Oh, I seen the video of that time y'all had that baby goat. I'm like, I wonder if y'all didn't pick the goat up, or then I would have probably tried to pick the goat up.
You got the goats and stuff like that. But the funny thing, just like you see stray dogs in America, you see the goats out here. And a lot of them are not stray because they belong to somebody and they're going back to where they live. But a lot of them are. I mean, you see them.
Do they bother you, or do they get bothered by seeing people with food? Do they come up to you and expect you to have food for them?
Because they're always foraging for food. You know what I mean? People throw things down. So they're always basically full. But they'll eat like greenery or whatever. Like, see, we're still in the apartment here on the second floor. And Mrs. Scurv has like a lot of stuff down there. Everybody knows that lives here because only 4 units. Like, she's growing stuff in little pots. Yeah. And then gradually she'll bring it up to the property and plant it there, or still keep it in the pot. So she's doing there and down here. And when the goats used to kind of get in before they had the driveway gate there, They
Yeah.
were coming and eating up some of her stuff, the leaves on the stuff, and she'd run them and whatnot. Yeah, they'll do that. They'll do it up on the hill too. You go up and she planted something. You see them down in there. Hey, she throw a little stone or something and get them away. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Why?
Yeah,
Well, I understand, but like still. So are they like this? If you feed them once, they're gonna come back?
Nah, because it's so vast.
Okay.
They remember. They're on their way roaming around, and when they're up in the wild, it's like they are where they are. Because there's so much forest, greenery, just country and things to eat. You know, so they're not going to be like, oh yeah, we so desperate when they're around a lot of plants that we're going to go over there and eat that. Them leaves taste better. They just happen to be there. That's just one thing, you know?
Right. Never thought about that plan. I mean, I'm quite sure that could be frustrating if you're having a garden and you got to worry about goats. That's why I would have the stuff. Yeah. That's why y'all need to hurry up and do that wall.
Yeah. It's going to cost a pretty penny. We're going to do it. It's going to be done this year.
Oh, wow. I never thought about, how much it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got most of the cinder blocks for like 2/3 of the property.
Okay.
Because I had some guys that were making them, like they had the mold.
Yeah.
And they would go up there all week and just live. You know, like even though the place at that point wasn't finished with everything, they had their little mosquito nets and they sleep on the bare concrete, put a little cardboard, a little cover.
Oh wow!
Wash their clothes, hang it up, bring two sets of outfits, you know, and work stuff.
Yeah.
And live up one to the town in the middle of the day, go get some hot cooked food, a couple little fruits, a couple things to drink, come on home, come on in, sleep, get up and work again. And they had to do it that way because see, during a rainy season, it can rain, like, especially up in the mountains. Sometimes it doesn't rain. Sometimes it rains a little bit every day. But if you say to yourself, I'm going to take the van and go all the way home, get up early in the morning and come up here and work. Well, then it might rain most of the day, right?
Right.
Or you wake up and it's raining bad. It's 6 a.m, but 7:30 is done. Now you can work. Then it might rain at 10 to 12. Then you go inside and come back out. Now you can get more work done living up there than if you just, you know, because they didn't have cars. So they would take the van. So they would stay up there five, sometimes 6 days a week, mix up the concrete, put it in the mold, this quick drying concrete, leave it in there for a couple of minutes and take it out. And do that. So that's why if you see some of the videos and stuff, got all of them cinder blocks out there like that, waiting. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
and I like the way that they take their time too.
Yeah.
I like the way that, you know, it's not a rush. So how high are you building the wall? So
I'm going to go as high where I don't see windows in the other house. The other house is by me.
So you talking about 10 to 12 feet?
Yeah. If it needs to be 14, let it be.
Hey, and you know, is there any regulation? Like, you know how they do in America, you can't, you know, some neighborhoods you can't even have a fence. Like, do they have a regulation of how the wall has to, you know?
This is why building that house was so unique, because we made our own, you know, our own floor plan, and I have a little experience with architecture to know how to set it up where an architect would know. And if there was some little regulations here and there where the balcony had to be this width or whatever, any little nip and tuck thing, which is very loose, you pretty much do what you want. But then he would know how to, you know, bring everything to par. And everything the way he made it was the way that it turned out.
So you know, they have certain building codes even there, like you have to have it this way.
I'll tell you this, closer to the city, the more you'll have. And in the city, then you'll have it a lot more. But out in the country, you could pretty
and that's what I like about it. See, here, no matter, they don't care if you're out in the country, you could be out in the middle of nowhere, you still gonna follow his building code.
That's messed up. Because see, look, if some white man or some organization or some agency out there saw how I built that, they'll be like, this nigger is not gonna have a house like this. You know what I mean? Catwalk on the inside, and not no little narrow catwalk. You can put a couch, table, look down into the living room and see the TV on the wall. Same TV you can see from the kitchen, big ass kitchen.
And plus, in America, they're not gonna let you build no 14 foot. They don't care where you at. You're not that wall too high. It's too high. No.
Exactly. No. And I'm gonna put the electrical wiring around there. So if anybody wants to get shocked, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Electrical. Oh, yeah. You know the best place to put it. You know, don't put it on along the wall. Like put it on top of the wall. So when they when they get right at the top and they put their hand on the end, they fall back.
Right. And Mr. Scurv is scared of this idea, but I say, listen, I'm going to break some glass and put some concrete that's wet up there and sink it in the concrete. You put your hand in, you're going to rip your hand off. Well, what if we want to get out? I said, there'll be certain parts that don't have it, and only we will know.
Oh, God.
With me, then they're going to have to deal with what I have, what I'm packing. And I'm going to have the infrared stuff, night vision. What? Pfft, don't even try it. And little beams, little red beams that if you walk past it, if you somehow get over any of the walls, I'm going to hear it. And I know we'll be up late at night doing a video or something and hear that bad boy be like, yo, let me take my camera. Come along with me live. Let's see what's going to happen. Right. Long before they get to me, I'll be alerted, and I'm going to have it so sensitive that if a dang old mosquito crosses that beam, it's going to set off.
And if I were you, I would put cameras around there, but I wouldn't get the cameras that were visible.
Right.
No. Some cameras that are discreet. So that way they don't know you have cameras.
Exactly. So they try to get around it and all that stuff. Let them. They're welcome to come on in. I'm going to have cameras all in the kitchen too for the cooking. Let them come on in and get in the kitchen and you'll see the ass with the surround sound and multi-screen view.
Yeah. I don't see them messing with you because once they find out about that electricity on that wall, they won't. They're like, I don't know what he got over there, but we need to stay away from over there. I don't know what he got. He got some crazy stuff over there.
Exactly. They'd really have to be stupid to try that. Then after all of that, you got to deal with me. Either with something I'm packing or a baseball bat on my fist, whatever. And
the worst thing you could do is break in the home of a content creator because your face and your video gonna be on. They're gonna post your video. That video gonna get posted so fast.
All these cameras and whatnot. Shoot, I sleep with a camera just like people sleep with a gun.
You've been making good money off of that. If somebody did that and you filmed the whole thing from start to end, that'll be some good content. You would make a lot of money off that.
Yeah, that'll be a whole separate mini series and whatnot.
And knowing you probably add sound effects and all that. Boing, boing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll be amping it up too. They'll feel like they're a prisoner of war getting tortured. Get up in there like that. Please, I want to go out. I did not mean it. What? What you mean?
And you tell them the only way you get back out is climb back over the wall. I'm gonna get electrocuted. I know you're gonna get electrocuted again.
We're gonna feed you to the animals. Trust me. I'll take you right to the dog area. Just chop up all your meat and tell them it's dog meat. They'll be eating. Live on forever in the souls of the people who eat dog meat. It's good. What is this? Premium dog.
Cat. I didn't know they did that. I just thought it was China with the dogs and cats.
No. But that's something they don't publicize.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what else do they eat? I mean, I've heard of like frogs and stuff like that. I've heard of that.
Yeah, I heard of that too.
Frogs is over here. That's pretty common. I mean, I would never eat it, but yeah.
You eat frogs' legs and stuff. Say, it tastes like chicken.
No, no.
Wow, I gotta.
It's still a strange meat. No. We shouldn't even be eating the regular meat that that everybody look at that's common. We shouldn't be eating the beef, chicken, or anything. Now I do still eat fish. I still eat eggs and fish, but yeah.
Wow. Here's a Facebook page I just pulled up. And it's the post was from March 3rd, 2021. DW Africa is the page. DW and then Africa. It says dog meat is in high demand in northern Ghana. The meat is believed to possess healing properties, making it a delicacy. On market days, hundreds of dogs are slaughtered to serve this market. The thriving business has led to several dog abductions and forced disappearances. What do you think about the practice of eating a man's best friend? And DW Africa continued. Okay, it's not sizable, but there's a lot of comments here. Look at this. One person said, why can't you narrow your research findings to specific locations in the North? Northern Ghana is too large and more than 70% of the population does not see it as a delicacy. Most of the northern tribes abhor it except for a few of the tribes in the upper regions of the North. That is East and West respectively. Besides, they don't steal dogs. What is the essence of journalism when it lacks accuracy and clear accounts? This guy probably eats dogs too. Probably mad he got busted. Anyway.
Wow.
Some people eat insects. So if others choose to eat dogs, that's their own business. If you want to seek for dog rights, you better be a vegetarian. You can't eat one animal and condemn a fellow who eats another type of animal. Wow. Come for these ones.
Because I mean, they kind of sound fair because in India, they would be condemning us for hamburgers. Because they'd be like, how in the world? Because, you know, they see their cows as the cats and dogs.
Yeah. See that?
And they come to America, they would really be mad at us. You know, all these burger places. They would really be upset with us. All these steakhouses.
Yep. Yeah. I lost the page. Yeah, but it's there.
Wow. They can't find, I mean, they say it's a delicacy and healing, but you can't find a plant that does the same thing. The healing properties.
That's the belief systems. That's their belief system. So, you know, that's just, and again, it's not everybody.
I am noticing this when I have a relapse and I go back to eating something that I like as far as, you know, junk food or just junk, I should say. The next day when I'm eating like fruits and vegetables, I no longer have that problem. Right. My body is like, my body's starting to react to it. And that's like, I got mad because I used to eat a lot of chicken and now it's like, it doesn't want me doing a chicken now. And so when I stick to just the eggs and the fish and the fruits and vegetables, it's like, I feel normal.
Right. Right. You don't go through no changes. And when you go to the bathroom after eating the meat, man, everything just boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of here. We didn't want you in here anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just so much.
Try to tell people. I mean, I try to tell people in my family too. I'm like, hey, even if you can't do everything at once, at least cut out 4 things. Cut out the dairy, cut out sugar, cut out beef, cut out pork. Cut out those. If you can't do, because everybody can't go cold turkey, and that's not the goal to just be cold turkey, but the goal is to be plant-based. Just do it gradually. But I would definitely cut out beef and pork right off the bat because you really don't need that.
You already know what about, yeah.
And the reason why I cut out chicken too is because chicken got too many hormones, and you don't know what the chicken is now.
Exactly. You don't know how it was grown, what's in it.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we need to, and it takes away from us being creative and knowing how to cook too, because we have too many options in America as far as the food. It's too many options. And I think if you went back to the old way and didn't have that many options, people would be eating better because there was no fast food. Like when my grandmother's generation, there was no fast. Right. I mean, they had fast food, but not like that. You ate at home. And people want to say, well, they ate pork and beef, but they had a different pork and beef. Their pork and beef and chicken wasn't injected with all these hormones because they actually had access to the actual slaughterhouse that once something was killed, you could take it home and put it in your freezer.
Right. Immediately. You don't know how long these things are sitting around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Huh. You got me thinking tonight.
Cat. That is crazy.
And I heard of I never usually do that.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
No, I said I'm soon going to wrap it down because I forgot my person. Early, you got to get up and you got to. I'm like, whoa, and she ain't gonna back up.
No, you're fine.
Insects.
Oh yeah, insects. I heard of eating insects. I heard that chocolate covered ants was good.
I have a friend that I grew up with on the same block in Queens, New York, that went to this store in Greenwich Village, New York, in Manhattan, that sold grubs, crickets, ants, chocolate covered, flavored stuff. Yeah. And he went over there and he eat them. I'm like, man, you a different breed. We grew up together, but I don't know where you got that from.
I've never ate an insect. I don't think, because I'm scared of them. I can't imagine myself eating them.
I don't see them as food. I don't see them as just something to eat.
No, because
You know
like an insect, you step on it with your shoe, right? Why would I eat that?
I know.
And in some countries, you know, they eat it, all the insects, flies, all no, no, worms, all that.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Worms? Oh no. Oh,
Worms.
slimy worms? Oh.
Well, it's different worms. You got the really big worms, the really thick green ones. And then you got some yeah. Then you got some of them where they're not worms yet, they're like larvae. They're really big and white larvae. Yeah.
Don't they cook some of them too?
Some of them you don't cook. Some of them you can cook, but some of them I've seen them not. I was watching this. The guy's name is Mark Wayans. He goes to different countries like Thailand and all these other countries to try different food. And there was this one dish that they had where the larvae was, you know, that big fat worm. It's like a really fat white worm, but it's cooked. It's still like a larvae and it's still alive.
Yeah.
And they take it and they put it in this like hot sauce. While it's still alive, it's still wiggling and everything, and it's in this juice, and you would eat it like you would eat it, and it would still be alive. You have to eat it live.
Oh no, not me. Oh hell no.
I'm serious. It will be in this hot soup, and it's wiggling around because it's in this hot soup, and you would eat it while it was still alive.
I might be put in a situation where I have to do that, you know.
No, I'm not. I would drink the liquid, and that worm would still be in that bowl. I'm not. No,
I ain't even doing that. Worm ooze might be worm piss. There's different cultures, different ways, you know. So
yeah, but yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I talked this long because I'm not a person of very many words, but I guess I am.
Well, you know how we do. You're relaxed now. Remember the first conversation we had that we didn't record? We spoke for a couple hours, and you were saying, "Oh, I'm so shy. I'm so shy." I'm like,
"Yeah,
trust me. You'll start talking with me, and you won't be shy no more. You'll forget all about being recorded."
and that I did, but at least they did get some good information to think about. I don't know if they're gonna listen for a whole 3 hours, but hey, they'll get something. Oh, it depends on how much you edit too, so I'm not sure.
Right. No, but it's a straight through conversation. It was all good.
Yeah.
There's nothing to chop out. Nothing to chop out. It's all funny. Trust me.
They're gonna have a field day with the AI though, so I hope they enjoy that.
Oh yeah. And like I said, the only thing I want to see now is TI, not no AI.
Right, TI.